Hello, everybody. It's that intro, man, that always throws me off trying to get that right. Anyways, TGIF and Godlike Friday. Welcome, everybody, to Godlike Statues. Tonight we have a, a, an amazing show because there's just a lot of things dropping left and right. Every time I turn around, there's something new coming out. So I'm excited to see what else comes out this evening. I know it's happening right now. Right, is that right, Marcos? It's happening right now, or it's about to
Yeah,
start. Yeah, it's
yeah.
about to start like right now. So there'll be some announcements coming up shortly. I know the description. We should have Chris, the Batman statue collector, joining us. For personal reasons, he may be on a little bit later today, so just be aware of that. And I look forward to having him on and talking about what we just absolutely love. So I'm excited for that. Noah, man, good evening, sir. How are you? And how's it going, man?
Doing good, man. How are you? Been a long day, so happy to be home and get into it.
Yeah, man. Same here. It's been a really long week, so I'm just really glad it's over and we're back on track. We're getting ready to talk about what we just absolutely love. Did you pick up anything this week? Oh, you did. You got the Joker Dragon that we'll talk about here in a minute. Joker and Prime One Dragon.
Yeah.
Marcos, my man, how's it going? How you doing? And how's it going?
It's going good, man. Yeah, a statue coming in tomorrow, and that'll be fun, man. And I got a good bit on Black Friday, the whole sales and all that. I got baited completely. So, yep, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, Marcos, you have a really awesome collection that you're happy to share with us a while back. I mean, a lot of the stuff and its variants, right? It's like anime, you got Deadpool stuff, you got DC stuff. So you got some really good pieces, man. Thanks for sharing that
Thanks,
stuff
man.
with us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. My man Alan Kiefer, the man they made an award out of. Mr. Kiefer, how are you doing this evening? And what have you got this week? I want to know what you've purchased.
Uh-oh. Yeah, happy Friday to everybody. Thanks for having me as usual. Yeah, I had to keep control of my PO button finger.
Oh man.
Just a lot of stuff dropping, and like I want it all.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man. I
I
mean,
can't have it all. So I'm analyzing what I'm going to be getting. Probably going to be one of the Terminators, which I guess we're going to talk about later.
we will.
and and a couple other pieces as well. I'm waiting on Jimmy to get his Let's Berserk 1/3 in.
Mm-hmm.
As that review drops, I'm probably gonna. I have no choice. I'm just gonna have to PO that thing. It's just awesome. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll do an unboxing and you can make your decision then. But Alan, I gotta ask, you did order the Predator City Hunter with all the skulls, didn't you? Is that your new one?
That's a definite. It's been done. It's ordered.
Man, I cannot wait to see that display. It's going to be like one of the best setups I've seen around, especially because they're all going to be together. It's going to be awesome. And then my main man, Freddie, working double duties. I see you, man. Look, man, the look on your face says it all about work. Welcome, man. How's it going?
Not just work. So, I don't know how many of you are there are as old as me to know Toys R Us and to have grown
Yes.
up in the Toys R Us era. Not just have seen it on commercials or or in Avatar, but actually have been in Toys R Us as a kid, right? So I remember the joy of going into Toys R Us when you're young, because that was the thing. There was no like really, shopping on the web, right? Because you go into
Right.
Toys R Us as a kid, your parents brought you, uncle, aunt, whoever, and then you go in there and you see all of these like different toys, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. It was the colors too as a
Yeah.
kid. And then you
Yeah.
walk in there and it was like you're holding your parents' hand and you want them to let go. They're like, all right, man, I'm here, get off, right? And then once they like let go of that grip, you just start like flying around and you're playing in it like it's a playground, right? And you're picking up stuff, you're throwing stuff on the floor, you're like, here, you're like, you got stuff in your hand, and you're like, what are they gonna get from? And this is how I feel right now, especially around the season and the holidays. I'm trying my best. Like I
Yep.
see you have all of these shows going on in Singapore and here, and XM is doing their stuff,
Mhm.
and and then people prime one, and all these companies dropping heat, and you just like 1/6 scale, like Hot Toys, and then you got NECA, and I'm just looking at all this stuff, and I'm just like, I want too many things. I'm the hardest man to just like not hit the order button and not buy, and so this is where I'm at right now. I'm trying my best and be on my good behavior. That's all.
Man, I feel you, man. I tried to purchase a few things this week, as we'll talk about here in just a minute, and I've got more coming. And I got a few emails and messages. Hey, guess what? It's here. So Berserk Prime 1 with the Black Armor will be here soon, the Berserk Armor. So I'm pretty excited for that. And then, of course, and we talked about it this past week, we're going to be doing a live unboxing of Iron Man Half Scale Mark III, clean version, with special guest Randy from Collector's Art will be on with us. And also, I talked to Dr. Mike, and he has the battle damage version. So we're going to unbox them at the same time. You get to see both of them.
Ooh, a double unboxing.
Man, going to be a great show. Hopefully all that works out, whatever. And I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to be great. So many things happening right now. If you're joining late with us, just know that Chris, the Batman statue collector, said he may be joining a little late. He ran into some problems, but he should be on a little later. And if not, we'll need to reschedule. But he should be on a little later. Okay, so be aware of that. But let's say hello to the chat, man. Everybody's here. My man Ryan. Hey man,
Ryan.
I know. Hang on to your wallet, buddy. I know they're about to start having all these reveals here in a minute. My man Adam's in the chat, and my man Don C. He's always with us, man. Welcome. And if you don't know him, get with the program. Sexy Lamb in the house already.
What's up, Sexy Lamb?
Marco's doing double duties, and then of course, the Legend of Lighting, Aiden Martinez is in the chat. Everybody, Aiden, what's going on, brother? And Ryan's on here. We talked about Ryan. Thanks for getting on. Casual Nerd Problems. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? What's good?
Yeah, what's going on? Welcome, man. Welcome. Glad you're here. Oh, my man, Squad Captain. What's going on, brother? Good to see you on, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Welcome, everybody. Oh, my man, Dennis Perez. Welcome.
Dennis.
Hey, if you have not seen Dennis Perez's setup, he posted some of his stuff in Godlike Statues this week, and I thought it was freaking awesome. So make sure you take a look at it. He's got a lot of great pieces too. Melvin in the chat, what's going on, brother? What's going on? And no, we didn't skip you. My man Lane, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And then your statue delivery guy, what's going on, man? Oh, bro. Dang, son. Just ordered 3 Prime 1X. Are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Wait, hold up.
Man.
Am I reading this right? Man.
But you know what's funny? I would have done the same thing if I didn't get that T2 Plus.
Yeah.
I would have done the same. But not at the same time. That's the thing.
Your statue delivery guy, if you ever want to do that unboxing, let me know, man. We would love to have to see that. And tell me, that's going to be a hell of a diorama to have all those together.
Congrats.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
My
man Ledge is here. And what's going on, brother? Thanks for getting on. It's good to see everybody in the chat. It's great to have everybody here. There's so much going on. Unboxings are coming. There's just Singapore Comic-Con's going on right now. People are dropping stuff left and right, but I did not want to let this go unnoticed before we move on to other things, because I saw this that was posted this week, and what the heck is that? I don't know. Let's see. I know you're here somewhere. I got like 40 tabs bought up, so let me find the right one. Let's see. Let me see. I know you're here.
Equan in the chat.
Oh, Equan, my man. Oh, yes. Of course, it has to be the last one. So let me go ahead and share this here real quick. So this week, Noah, we did an unboxing with the Prime One Joker Dragon, and man, a lot of us looked at. Okay, we've seen this piece before, correct? I mean, we've all seen this piece, but to see the unboxing and like, if you guys don't know, Noah's not a small dude, right? He's a pretty big dude. Well, he's got the statues. He's holding it, and this thing is crazy big. So he did the assembly for us. We got some really good pictures, and man, it just came out fantastic. It came out great. So Noah, thanks for doing the unboxing, man. And I mean, looking at these pictures right now, I'm kind of going through things. I mean,
That's
man,
a great
it's great.
statue.
It's great. It is great. I don't know if I can wipe this up just.
But you teased it a little bit. There might be a companion piece that you're gonna maybe do with this.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to go in on it with me. Yeah, think about the Harley who laughs. Yeah, I think there would be room there. So
Okay.
yeah,
Like I said, whenever Noah hits the PO button, I will hit the PO button too. So
all right.
Yeah.
What edition would you get? Would you get the regular, or the deluxe, or what was it? The deluxe bonus?
because it comes with headstands for all the headstands, and
Oh,
I
yeah, that's
honestly I can't think of one I don't like in that out of all the headstands on that piece.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
there's not one that I'm like, oh, that's gross. You know, like that's not good.
Mhm.
I think all of them look great.
Yeah. I just love the
Yeah.
two regular ones the most. They're just
Yeah, I love the kind of the normal Harley look, you know, like with the face. You know, I think that one looks amazing.
Mhm. I like the
like-
caged, the one like the caged eyes. That one's really cool too.
Yeah, okay, maybe there is one that it's not bad looking. I just wouldn't post it. Is like the one that's kind of like a medieval helmet. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not like the chomp one, but the
Yeah.
medieval helmet. But
Yeah.
that's the only one that I don't think that's great. But everything else is amazing. Like, oh
Yeah.
God, that piece is so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that I think Lane was looking at that piece as well. I mean, for one, it will go with any of the Dark Knight metal line. I've always thought it would. It would look fantastic next to the Batman Who Laughs, or
Mhm.
Noah had posted this week it right next to the Joker diorama, the dragon. I thought it looked great.
That was
Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, Noah, I wish you wouldn't have posted that. I actually went online looking at that one again today. I'm like, wow, that's not a bad idea.
I know. I just mentioned it the other night during the unboxing, and I was like, man, I haven't thought about that one in a little while. And I went and looked at it again. I was like, man.
So good, dude. It's so
I may have to
the
do
button
that.
loop too. The button loop with the chain, like the chains on them too.
Yeah. I think that would look great together.
Mhm.
Ugh.
well, since we're talking about it, let's go ahead and bring it up.
Again. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing
Yeah,
this?
Jimmy's going to enable everyone tonight.
There we go,
What the hell
Jimmy.
are you doing,
I'm sending you the
Yeah.
Why
photo.
you got two statues?
Okay.
He's my favorite Harley right now.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yeah.
For
And-
1/3 for sure.
I
I'm a
really like
big
the one
Jester
too.
Harley.
So
Yeah, I'm a big Jester Harley, but this is like it's just something
And
else.
it's got such a wide range of portraits.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, it's so crazy.
mhm.
And you got to have the bonus because the bonus is where it's at. I always thought, anyways.
Yeah, I don't
Let
know.
me guess.
Something about that one
And let me guess, Prime One exclusive, right? So
could be.
Oh, man.
Like I think that one, and then
That's
like the
the one.
half mask is comic accurate. I'm pretty sure, but man,
That's
I
what, that
wonder
was the one I was
who would
talking
display
about.
with that though. I just don't know.
yeah, I mean, this is I love the bonus on this. I don't know if it's just me.
I gotta agree with you, Lane. I agree. I don't know. I just don't know who would display it with that. Just because the unmasked portrait's just so beautiful, and then even just like the caged face is so intimidating. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Bro,
I
look at
actually-
this.
It's
I'm sorry.
nice.
Go ahead.
I actually think this would pair up next to the Babak Detective 1000.
Oh yeah. It's
I love that one. I think that's the most comic accurate one. I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it is.
one's
It is.
super cool.
that would go great next to Batman Who Laughs, though, for sure.
Well, I love
Well,
all the
let's just get it.
arms portraits too, like the switch outs, like the hammer, and then like there's the club, and then like the cleaver, like bro, all of them look so good.
Yeah, I like the cleaver the most.
Oh my gosh, like I love that portrait.
Hmm.
Wow, this is a really cool piece.
I love that portrait.
Good Lord, look at all the switch outs.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's really not bad for everything you get two coyotes, you get like 6 switch outs, you get 4 headstands, you get 3 arm switch outs, weapon switch outs. Like this thing is a beast, dude.
Okay, so is it just me or this looks like a Jack in the Box? Like
Yeah.
Hot, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's hot. So Noah, do you use your swap outs? I know when you were unboxing, you were saying, "Hey, like I like this one, I'll keep it there." But do you actually like swap your stuff out?
Yeah, I do. If I have a good place to put them, yeah, and I really look at it and I know that I'll probably eventually switch it out, yeah. But otherwise, I put them away, and then I just may not get the motivation to go dig out the boxes and open them up, get the pieces out. Yeah, so sometimes if I have even the slightest suspicion I might change it, I'll keep it out because I don't want to go through all that work again, at least not for a while. So yeah, so I've just been like I did keep that other clean shaven portrait for the Batman versus Joker Dragon. I just have it sitting in a drawer here just for now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll start with you, Alan. What do you think about this piece? Do you think it's something you would ever get?
Yes.
That was hard.
And what really put the nail in the coffin was when Noah posted in the group this Harley Who Laughs with the Joker Dragon diorama. Like,
yeah, Jimmy, I think Photoshop.
yeah, that's okay. They look really good together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man, that would solve a lot of problems for me. Figure out what I wanted to put with my Joker Dragon. I'm like, okay, this is it.
Lane does have a good point though. He says that if the LBS Joker and if there's a 1/3 Harley that they do, I could see how that could be. Somebody doesn't want to go the more extreme Dark Knight's Metal route. I could see that working out.
It's like the Alex Ross cover, right? The LBS. It's like him in that suit, and then like right next to him, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing with that piece. I think it's going to be great. I just need to see a little bit more. The height of this is 78 centimeters. The depth is 51 centimeters, and it's the length is 46 centimeters. That's what you're going to be dealing with when you get this bad boy.
I believe it's. Go ahead.
What's up? No, I was just saying I really love everything about this. For me personally, the portraits, the switch outs, the everything that you get with this, it's just a whole lot. Marcos, do you ever think about picking this one up? Do you plan on it or?
Dude, like I said, Noah sounds like he's getting it. So whenever Noah says PO, I'm doing it. I need the slightest nudge to get it. That's how bad it is. It matches nothing in my collection. Not one thing, except that is 1/3 Batman, I guess. But it's not.
It ain't Deadpool, so you don't have to.
That motherfucker is so good, dude. That piece. I'm not even that big of a Harley fan, but this piece, I feel like, put it like this: I feel like if I don't get it and it sells out, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the most intimidating ones.
I feel like a dumbass for not getting it. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion about it.
If you can't find a portrait there that you love, then this is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I see like 3-4 of them that I would use in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would use both of like the normal face Harley's faces. I'll use the top right one and the bottom right one. The middle one, I know it's like the comic accurate one, and like the very bonus one, I would not use. That's the only one I would not use.
Yes. The bottom right with her head in the cage.
I love that.
That's whoever thought of that. That's just.
I love that one. Yeah,
and like, I know this. No, Mel, stop. Not right now.
It could be a live double pre-order. We could both do it at the same time.
No, wait another week. Like, come on.
All right, I can wait a week.
I got done with Kenshin and another One Piece statue, man. I got to.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I've had like 3 in the past month, like 3 huge statues. So I'm like,
I said, Black Friday sales fucking bit my ass. There's no doubt.
Adam's
Oh,
got a
Adam, I have
point.
a bunch of Batman. Like I'm trying to get the all Batman family in 1/3, and then all the villains in 1/4. So
Man,
Yeah,
That's
this is a great piece. Freddie, what do you think about this, man?
Side note, I have a pet peeve. I hate when this is just me. This is just me. I hate when I look at these statues and these figures and I keep seeing CM, man. I'm like, every time I see it, I always got to go on my calculator. I'm like, wait, all right, 77 CM. What's that in inches? Can it fit on my magic case? Does that fit? I can't be the only one, right? And again,
Yeah.
I don't have that because I didn't, as far as school myself to like generally know, boom, inches, centimeters. So I'm like, every time I see that, I'm like, all right, I got to go on my calculator. I hate when I see that because when I see those numbers, it means nothing to me. It's like 57 cm. I'm like, and when you had it up there, I'm like going on the calculator converter. I'm just like, wait, how tall
my
is
thing
that?
is,
I can
Freddie,
never
what I think
remember.
about it's like 50 is usually in the 20 range. 72 is like I think 28 inches. I think that's off the top of my head.
My
And I think like 80 is like 30 plus, obviously. So
my ruler
this man's
does
trying to get
feet.
the whole tape out.
My ruler does feet and inches, man. The centimeters. I'm
Don't
joking.
do millimeters. Don't start doing that.
Yeah. No, but that's a pet peeve. It's nothing crazy. It was just it's just every time I see the number, that and there's no like apple or can to give me any I like how far is that? Like is it that big? Because I always laugh every time I see you guys with your big collections. And then I'll never forget that time with Malovin. He just like got out of his chair and walked back. He just got insanely small. I'm like,
Yeah,
hold
he
on.
did.
I'm like, how big is that statue? And they were like, yo, Malovin, go back. Go further back. I'm like, geez, yo, you small. Just compared to
Not
that
to make this about
statue.
me. Not to make this about me though.
Yeah.
What would you guys rather have me get though? The Kong or the Harley Who Laughs?
Both of them.
Oh, shut up, Jimmy. Shut up.
You gotta get the Kong. That's your
Alan says
your
Kong.
love, man. That's your piece.
Kong. You love Kong, man. Just go
I
Kong.
love Kong.
I feel like the Harley Who Laughs, like everybody's kind of waiting on it, and I feel like it's just one day going to be gone. Like it's just going to sell out. Like everyone's just going to jump on it all at once, and then it's going to go low stock and then go out.
Like our guests who may come on tonight, usually when he posts a piece, it usually goes waitlisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually does. A Batman piece at least. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Chris thinks about this because I know he's talked about it a few times, but we talk a lot. So when he comes on, we'll kind of talk and say, hey, let's come back to this piece in a minute. Chris, can you just tell me what you think about this, and would you pair it with your Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah, like he already has it too, so like
he does.
It would be a no-brainer,
Yeah.
Those of us that don't have it, it's like we're trying to figure out how it can fit nicely and not stand out too much.
I'm making the worst like comparison, like fit maybe right there. Like I'm doing everything I can to justify it.
It's if you have other, what would look nice is that Devastator with Batman.
Oh yeah.
Next to this, and you know what? I need to Photoshop some stuff because that stuff would look great, but I need to stay away from it. My God, because I'm trying to collect Predator and I can't do it every time I look at it. It's so tough for me to get. Alan, help me out here.
No, that's I'm at the same place. I was all set to get that Devastator with the company with the Batman with it.
Yeah,
that whole diorama. I love that thing. But
I do too.
It's like, okay, either I do the Predator line and I want to get like at least 4 of them,
right?
But I can't do both. So
Same.
I had to make a decision, and I went with the Predator. And somewhere down the line, if I put a second story on the house, then I can get more.
Equan, have you been listening to the chat?
There's a bathroom collector. I know that.
Yeah, knocked on your bathroom.
Oh my God, that's like I don't know. I laugh at that every time I hear that.
It didn't look too bad, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It's just crazy that he did that.
You're like, you want to see the statue I have in my bathroom? No, I don't. I really don't, man.
Just don't turn on the shower, man. Don't turn on the shower, please.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one. So Noah did a Photoshop, right? And he actually put Harley Who Laughs with the Joker Dragon, Batman Dio, and I thought it looked fantastic together. Anybody that loves Dark Knight Metal DC, I think it can make it work with anything. So, Marcos, your move. We'll wait for you. Go ahead.
No, it's Noah's move, actually. Let's be real. It
I
is
don't know, man.
Noah's.
I shouldn't show you my other tab. I got it in my cart right now inside.
All right.
We got to
I
guess
just-
backstage,
Wish-
Jimmy.
I literally have it in my cart too. So
Jimmy, we got to guess backstage, man.
Yeah, we this is a great piece, man. So
I know if I got it, I wouldn't regret it. You know, and there's
Me
a
too.
long. I mean, it's like a little over a year till it comes out too. So by then, I'll feel better about it. If, you know, I got time.
oh, look who joined
Hey.
us. Look who it is.
Hi guys, how's it going?
It's
Good,
going
how are you?
great.
Hey,
Ladies
well,
and
Hey,
gentlemen.
I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for being late.
Oh, it's
Thanks
okay.
for-
Chris. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. As promised, everybody, Chris, the Batman statue collector. Chris, thanks for getting on. I appreciate it, man. And we were just thinking about you. We're talking about the Harley Who Laughs, and we're wondering if you're going to get that.
You know, that's a piece that it's definitely grown on me. I don't really have any like comic book connection to it because I never really connected to the storyline, but I think it would look really good next to Batman Who Laughs. And it's
would,
just,
yeah.
you know, it's just begging to have a companion piece because I'm not going to get any of the other Dark Knight's metal pieces. And so this one I love that it has the Bud and Lou and it's got that kind of that really great shimmer to her.
Yeah.
And so I think the more color I'm getting into my collection, the more I'm liking it. Getting some of the hush pieces in, like with the purples and the greens. I'm starting to think, well, maybe my collection needs something like this with a little bit of pop of color to it.
Yeah, when I saw this piece, I just thought it would pair perfectly with the Batman Who Laughs, but it's just done so well, and all the switch outs you get. We're just talking about how great this piece is, and now Marcos is thinking about it, and Noah's thinking about getting this piece. So, but look, whoever gets it, congratulations! I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it really
There's
is, and
it's a lot of piece. You know, like there's two Yodis and a big bass and a lot of switch outs. So it's like it's too much.
Yeah, this is a great.
do you guys have
one.
like a favorite head sculpt?
That one right
I
there,
love
probably.
the one nobody loves, so I love the exclusive. But everybody wants to see her face, and I understand why. But I just thought it was awesome. So
I'm
Marcus,
okay
what
with
do you
the
think?
regular edition. I like the regular edition ones. That's fine for me, and I love the cleaver. So that's my favorite of the three weapons. So that's
there
what
you
I would get.
Marcus, what's your
Jimmy,
favorite?
that's my favorite right there. The one that you just had up.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was one more
That
back, but yeah, not that one. But
Let me see.
I like that one a lot too.
this one.
That one, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
more traditional, I think, and
Yeah.
you can see who the character is, and this is a great piece, man. This is great. Just get it, Marcos. It's good.
I said it's on no. Once Noah says
All right,
PO,
let's do it.
We can do a live PO, man, whenever you're ready. This is going to be a great one. It's been a really long week, but I'm glad everybody's here. And Chris, thanks for getting on. That I know it was a little bit of a short notice, but thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Well, it was my fault. We had a family thing. I had to drive my son out of town, and so we were racing on the interstate in the rain to get through back to here. But I was glad to get back on with you guys because I've been looking forward to this all week.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. So I was at work this week and trying to not buy anything, and this came up, and I immediately when I saw this, I thought of Freddie right when it came up. So this came up this week, and I saw it, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. So while I was working, mind you, I was just finishing an interview with somebody, and I jumped online and tried to get it. As soon as I pulled it up, within 60 seconds, they were all sold out, except for like just the original one. So, Freddie, I need to know, did you get one?
Right. All right, let me start by saying no. All right.
Okay.
And from the moment, so I'm always up on like my art game. I have like emails and alerts for everything, especially the artist that I love, and I love Gabs. He's like one of my favorites artists. I have a lot of artwork from him. And the moment I heard Gabs was when he announced like, "Hey, Bottleneck," I was like, "Okay, all right." And then Dark Knight, when it was teased, because they showed like a little clip or picture or whatever, I was like, "I'm in." I was at work because I worked during the day, right? And I was late. I was 5 minutes late. The one I wanted was the Purging Fire.
Oh yeah.
Variant edition. That was out of all of them. I wanted the Purging Fire one. I was like, I need this one. I was able to. I had the pre-sale. That was sold out in like 5 minutes when they did the pre-sale, and they had the other ones up, and I was like, I don't want the other one, so I wait till when they put it up for everybody. They put it up for everybody, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for Purging Fire. As soon as the drop happened at 1 o'clock, whatever the time was, I went in there. By the time I actually clicked on the thing and tried to sold out, I was so upset. And I was like, you know what? I should have just gotten one of the other variants that was available because it was still available.
Oh,
and I should at least held on to that and then get the Purging Fire. But I will be getting this. This is a timed edition, which I'll still get, just so I can have one because I love the art.
Yeah, this one's fantastic. Chris, what do you think about this? Would you ever consider something like this?
Yeah, I absolutely did. My good friend Dan from Rogues Gallery Live, he actually messaged me just within 20 or 30 minutes of it going live, and he's like, you got to check these out. And I immediately loved it, and I was the same way. I was at work, and I was between teaching classes, and so by the time I actually went back, I was exactly like you, Jimmy. There was a regular available, but everything else had sold out like super fast. And then I kept thinking like, okay, I have got so much art that I still don't have up on the walls. I don't know exactly where I would put this, but I love it. I still do love it. And again, congratulations to anybody that did get it within that, 20 minutes or whatever it was. But it's a really cool print. And I love the idea that it's got just everybody, it's got the whole story in one print. I love it.
Yeah, this one's just fantastic. Chris, you own the Alex Ross Batman where he's sitting near the gargoyles.
Yes.
Man, I absolutely love that one. That's one of my favorite ones from that he did with Batman. I love it.
It's probably one of the favorite pieces of art that I've ever purchased. And I, at the time, especially, I still can't believe I paid as much as I did for it. Because the Alex Ross they're not cheap. But whenever you see them in person, you can really appreciate the color, the texture of the canvas, especially with that piece with the gargoyles. I really love. I'm looking at it right now, and I just love the fact that it has that glimmer, that gleam of the light hitting it, and it's just a very special piece. So I Jimmy, I hope you get it someday because it's really awesome.
Man, I need it now.
Yeah, I think you can still find it from time to time in different scales, obviously, or different sizes. I think I have the larger canvas. I think there's a smaller canvas, but the other one I have is the Batman with all the rogues around him, where he's lunging at Joker's throat, and that's actually a bigger canvas than the other one I have. So,
oh really?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. So I don't really know what the difference is. I think one was like maybe like an artist proof, and one is like framed with it's got the purple mat around it.
Right.
But I don't think I'll probably have any more Alex Rosses than those two, but I'm really just can't believe I have these two.
Well, we have, Charles is a good friend of mine as well. And I feel like he can find anything.
Yeah, so, he is the man. He is just one of the best in the business by far.
Yeah, he is. Great.
And just a great dude. Just a great dude in general.
Yeah, great guy. If you're looking for art, make sure you check out Charles Carroza, Choice Fine Arts. Great guy, great to work with. He'll work with you and he'll do anything for you to make sure you get, the piece you want. And he did custom framing for me and everything with my Alex Ross pieces that I have of Iron Man. So I was very appreciative of that.
I got to tell you a really great story about him if we have time, just real quick, because when I went to San Diego, we had passes, but even with our pass, we still had to wait for 3 or 4 hours to get in. And they put us in this back hallway. And Charles texted me and said, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm in this back hallway somewhere. We're just trying to wait to get in." And he tried everything he could to get me in early. And he even like sat with me in the back on the floor for like 40 minutes, just talking to me, It's just like he was, he's just such a cool dude. He didn't have to do that, but it was just awesome to hang out with him for a little while like that.
Yeah. Real nice guy. And like, he's always taking care of me anytime I need something. So just really good dude. Noah, would you put this behind your Detective 1000?
Probably not. No, I think it's a great print, but no, I wouldn't, because there's actually a a roller shade behind that.
Okay, that would work.
So, yeah, but otherwise, I do think it's a great print, though. Yeah, if I had anything from the Dark Knight trilogy, I would have to have that. So I love the movies, and I watched them probably 100 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wouldn't have a good spot for it at the moment. But I'm happy for anybody who picked this thing up. That's really nice.
Yeah, I really love it. Alan, what do you think?
I love it. I don't have any place for it in my home.
Yeah.
But I don't have much room for anything anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Covered by all those statues, man. That's what it is. No.
I think it's a great piece. I love that they've got all the characters in there. I think the composition of it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, this is a great one. Marcos, I know you're getting it, man. Or did you
No,
get
I'm
one?
not. So
You're not getting
what I will be the Debbie Downer, and not in a bad way though.
Okay.
So how it says the Dark Knight trilogy. What would have been
Mhm.
cool to see where the Joker is with the mask and like the money bag.
yeah.
If they
yeah.
had, because they had a bunch of versions on this, right?
Mhm.
Bottleneck.
Yes.
What would have been cool if they would have had like the Bane in the middle like that, or Scarecrow in the middle like that, or Ra's al Ghul, like
Oh.
different versions like that. That would have been really cool.
No,
They did
see,
something like
you're not looking at it from an art perspective. What they're doing is you start from the beginning of the Dark Knight with the Joker in
get
the
it.
opening
No, I-
scene.
I
You
see
branch
it.
out to where the fire rises. You bring in all the villains, the
I
shattered
get
glass.
I get
You know?
that. But there's like 19 different versions. Why not make like, two?
No. The versions that are out, the versions that they have, it's more
Mm-hmm.
of color scheme,
Yeah.
and tone of color more than they changed anything else. So it's the same thing. It's just that the
Yeah.
color scheme and the variation of that color is different. The darker
Oh,
tones.
I know that.
the
I was
warmer
just saying,
color.
like,
Yeah.
it would have been cool if they focus on each villain for each movie in the middle.
But-
That would have
but-
been, in my opinion, that would have been cool.
But see, what I hear what you're saying, and
Yeah.
what I do love about this. So normally with most artists, they'll do the first movie with the trilogy, then they'll do the second movie, then they'll do the
Mhm.
third movie, and then they'll focus on the villains of that. I just love that the focus is not just solely on the Joker per se, but overall. Because if you do that, I'm like, those other characters, they're not as big as the Joker. So I can
No,
see
that's
why
true. Obviously, yeah.
they wouldn't. But not to knock your vision.
I'm the artist here. Now I'm playing. Yeah, no artist.
No, I'm just playing devil's advocate, man. I'm just messing around.
So Adam had a question. I'm not sure how they choose the edition size for this. Freddie, do you have any insight on that?
On what?
He asked a question about like how they choose the edition size for the art. I really don't know, to be honest.
It's a lot of it. From what I know, it's totally random, and it depends on the artist and
Okay.
What the distributor wants to do with the artwork.
Okay.
Really,
That's fair.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how that was done, but congratulations to whoever got this. It's great. I tried to get one, but it was just gone instantly. So, and that seems to be my luck lately. Anyways,
Has
Great
the
piece.
regular sold out as well?
It was. I think it was sold out.
Go-
When I went on there, it was gone. Is that right? Freddie?
There's the timed edition is still up. I believe you have until,
Oh, really?
if I'm not mistaken, Sunday. There's a timer on it, so when you go there and you'll see it. There is a timer that'll go on days and it'll count. I think they usually do till Sunday, but it could be Saturday night. So
I did not.
if you
know
want
that.
the regular, which is still great, like which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna purchase it tonight or tomorrow, just so I can have it still available.
Well,
Wow.
darn it! Now maybe you're making me get one too. Then.
I think you should.
Well, we're just a bunch of enablers here, right?
We are.
We're off. We're absolutely off. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, Chris, just watching your channel, over time, I don't know how many DC pieces I bought and in trade and gone through, whatever. But I saw your video this morning of your Poison Ivy. Man, they look so great together. Holy cow! Which one do you think you're gonna go with, man?
And that's the hardest part is they're both really amazing. And so many people said, Chris, just keep both. And it's like, yeah, in a perfect world, that would be great.
Sure,
But
exactly.
But what I think Marco should do is I think he should trade me my Ivy for your Nightwing back there. What do you think?
There you go.
Nightwing's my absolute favorite.
Oh, well then I've got no shot
There's
then.
no way.
Now that I've gotten a few of the Hush pieces in, and really and I said it in my video too, but like the thing that really pushed me back over the edge to repurchase Ivy, because I literally just sold her 3 weeks ago,
I remember. Yeah.
was that the pop of color from the Joker. Like I said, it was just something just snapped in this room where just suddenly there's this giant ball of color, and I love it. I love the color because I'm so monotone in here.
Yeah.
If you're a Batman collector, you guys know there's just not a lot of color. There's just not a lot of color. And so I don't know, it's just kind of made me rethink kind of how I'm doing some things. And at the end of the day, I love them both, but I think I'm probably going to sell the flesh color one.
Oh, really? Okay.
I am, just because I really want to stay true to the Hush storyline, and she's green in that book.
That's fair, man. Seeing them both together, most people don't get to see that. So, I mean, it's great to see them side by side. And I don't think you can go wrong with either one. They're both fantastic. Fantastic.
And I just like I said, I feel very lucky. I get to do it twice, I guess. Have it side by side twice. But yeah, you just can't go wrong. And I feel happy for any collector that gets either version, because I know obviously there's a lot of people that didn't have a chance to get the green one the first time around. Right. Keep the one that sells for less, Chris. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know. I think they're probably going to go for a while about the same price. I don't know. As you guys know, the secondary market's not that great right now. So not a great time to sell anyway. But it's not for me. It's not about making a profit. It's just I try to get most of my money back. I don't care if I get all of it back, but hoping to at least get some.
We want to reinvest in like the next statue we end up getting, and just that's the way I always try to look at it. But I'm not really. I mean, I stopped selling right before like the statue, resale just kind of dropped, and that's when I actually stopped. So I timed it perfectly.
Smart.
But now, I mean, if I had to sell a statue, I probably wouldn't get what I paid for it. But I've got a lot more Iron Man coming in. Chris, you need to join some of that Iron Man collecting. I know that you've been on the fence for a few of them, man. So,
gosh, and it's just one of those things where I appreciate collectors like yourself that get some of those pieces in, because I get jealous of those pieces, because they're ones that I would love to have in the collection, but at the end of the day, I do try to stick to my rules. The one I'm really struggling with right now is Vampirilla from Prime 1. That's a piece that actually my wait list just converted tonight.
Oh wow! Nice.
At Sideshow, and so I'm on the bubble, just like that art print. I'm on the bubble tonight to try to figure out whether I want to get it or not. But and everybody said, "Well, Chris, you'll just sell it," and you're probably right, but maybe not today, but maybe a year from now. I enjoy it for a year, and then like you said, I fund another piece with it. Sure. So I don't know. It's just there are pieces like that, especially like. If I could be anything other than the Batman statue collector, I would be the Iron Man statue collector, because I love all of the Iron Man statues. There's not been an Iron Man statue really that I haven't loved. And I've had 3 or 4. Damn you, Jeff Morris. Jeff Morris follows me wherever I go. I can't help it. Darn it. Yeah. I know. I probably should. Just bite the bullet. I was even debating on Zatanna today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me too. Big Bad Toy Store. There's a big sale on it, and I've been looking at it too.
Oh,
yeah. Really? They have a great sale on the deluxe.
Like $1K total, I think.
Yeah. Which is pretty good. And they have that $4 shipping. But I have the room down here. If you could see some of it, like it's like, well, maybe I should branch out and get a few of the heroes, and then like buy back Hush Huntress for the 3rd time. It's another one I've had twice, so who knows? But yeah, long story short, Iron Man. I love Iron Man stuff.
But Chris, I remember you talked about with that Vampirella, you could like maybe get a repaint and like make her a Talia al Ghul or some shit like that. So like that you could do that, obviously. Like you could and I still in my mind. Yeah, I was gonna say in my mind I could still make her Talia, and I love that she's got the bats. I mean, that's how I'm kind of tying it together in my brain, that she's got those bats flying off of her, so it ties into the Batman theme. She has been in a DC comic before, so I mean, technically she could be considered a DC villain. So I there's like little things that I could make it work in my brain, but and I do know that Tweeterhead is going to be doing at least they're planning on doing a 3rd scale Talia, one of the busts. So at least down the road, hopefully I'll be able to get that at some point. But I don't know. Vampirilla, I'm close to biting the bullet on, at least to enjoy for a while.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, I was showing these guys the PCS Morgan to put next to Tech 1000 because I was like, hey, there's bats on it. you know,
and Noah, she is fantastic. I saw her at San Diego, and she is massive. Like, she's a big piece. I think she would actually fit really well size-wise with Tech. And again, having those bats, I think you have a good argument.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome duo altogether. But I see your point, Noah. I kind of want to see that now. You should get it. You know what? Photoshop it. Let's take a look at it. When you have time.
I already did that, actually.
That's my answer for everything. I'll just Photoshop it. It looks great. Then we'll go ahead and make a decision based on that. So
that's right.
The Singapore Comic-Con is going on right now, and this was shown today. And I thought about you, Alan, when I saw it, but I don't know if you have anything else that would go with this. But it's pretty freaking incredible.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
Sorry.
I actually have the half scale Witch King.
You know what?
I have a special picture for that.
Alan, I have a special picture for you with them side by side, so we'll take a look at that here shortly.
Oh my God! No,
but
I love Lord of the Rings. This Aragon is, I think it's their best third half scale so far.
I have to agree with you. The likeness on this piece was mind-blowing on how great it was.
Yeah.
Now, I think in certain angles there was, maybe a hint of maybe it didn't look like him as much, but I mean, 90% of it's good enough for me. I thought it looked great. Noah, what do you think, man?
I think it looks really good. I just think their whole half scale line is amazing. So it's great to see another Aragorn. So I mean, Prime Ones is pretty good too, but it's great to see a half scale. So I think it's they're definitely making a bold move doing a half scale Lord of the Rings, and I think it's I would just love to see somebody who's getting all of these and just have them all lined up next to each other. The Gimli and the Witch King and the Legolas and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is
that's gotta be huge.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's crazy big, but it's also extremely detailed. And can you imagine having the whole line? Like it would just look so amazing.
Yeah, just like having a half scale Iron Man line.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. Well, hey, all that's about to come together here shortly, so we'll be able to see that. But man, this stuff here, I mean, this Lord of the Rings line is just fantastic. Chris, what do you think? The likeness?
Man, I'm right there with you. I was going to say for me, it's like 93%. I think it's always funny how certain ones like this, just depending on the angle, like, it's there at one angle, it's like perfect. And then you like just move it just slightly. And it's like, now it's like 93 or 94, 90, whatever. Same thing with I've got my Heath Ledger Joker bust back here from Infinity. From, 80% of it looks just like him. But then as soon as you move to a certain angle, it's like, it doesn't look like him at all to me. It's like I never look at him from that angle because I'm like, it's just not him. It's like, I hate looking at him from the left side. But it's the same with this one. Like, I feel like it's really super, super close. And again, like what you guys are saying, imagine these all together. What an impact. If you are a Lord of the Rings collector, I feel like this is the one to have. Obviously the price point is going to be extensive, so not everybody is probably going to be able to swing this one, but and it's nice that there are other alternatives, but this is really a phenomenal looking piece.
Absolutely.
I didn't see. Are they doing a sculpted hair version on this one? I didn't see. Like the Legolas? I don't know.
You know what?
Or is it just like a platinum line, like rooted hair and silicone?
I did not see that.
I have not seen anything sculpted.
Yeah, okay, I think they probably gave up on that because I know that Legolas didn't sell well. The sculpted one.
Yeah, I gotcha.
My God.
Look at the detail on this. The necklace and the little clasp on his cloak there. I mean, it looks so good. This looks like rooted hair. Am I not mistaken? This is
it's got to be.
Yeah. Rooted hair and man, this looks so good. Yes.
It's amazing at half scale that they've got almost an action pose going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking it, but I was thinking it when I was at work. I was looking at this and I was like, wow, this is just a fantastic piece. And how how much time went into this to get this to look like as good as it does and as detailed as it is. They did such a great job. This is probably, in my opinion, their best half scale. Look at this! Wow, that looks great.
Well, and look at the movement of the cloak. Like obviously there's a wire in there. It's going to add a lot of movement and add to that dynamic nature of the piece. I think that's what really gives it. I mean, just that swooping nature. Look at that. It just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Just his bottom hand too. That's not quite grabbing the sword yet. Yeah, it looks like you're capturing a moment.
This is a very little nitpick though. This is a very little nitpick. Every like Aragorn statue kind of has the same pose, like with the sword right there. Yeah. That's the only nitpick, but it's not a big one because this looks amazing. But yeah, that's like the only thing I can see if try to get people not to buy it. This line is amazing. I don't know. I'm so happy I'm a Lord of the Rings collector, but yeah, because like there's too much of it. There's like 1/6, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3. There's like everything Lord of the Rings. Besides bust, I guess I haven't seen one of those. But
wait, go back one. Is it? Am I the only one who's seeing this? Doesn't he give you? No, not. Oh wow, look at that. Hey, yeah, go back one. Yeah, right there. Stop right there. Doesn't it?
Let me go back.
No. Right there. All right. Everybody, take a look. Doesn't that give you Obi-Wan vibes from Star Wars?
It does, 100%.
A little bit.
I seen this. I was like, Obi-Wan.
He's the Obi-Wan of the universe.
I have the high ground.
Qui-Gon, maybe Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
Yes.
I like the crown around the emblem though. That's kind of nice.
I love that.
I love it. Yeah, I just noticed that.
It's ready.
Yeah.
And this is here we go. Great. So 136.4 centimeters tall.
Let me calculate that real quick.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say that. The depth is 56.5 centimeters and the length is 58.8 centimeters. So this is very tall actually. So
is that sword?
Man, in your collection, it would be great. So here's the money shot right here.
Oh
yeah.
Blue eyes too. Those eyes are blue as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really good.
Absolutely incredible. Like, congratulations to whoever plans on picking this up. I am very jealous. Congratulations. So, you know what? Let's get Alan to go ahead and get it. So we'll go ahead and bring this picture up.
Live pre-order.
Here we go. Okay, so let's show Alan this. This will. Here you go, Alan. Right here.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
I gotta say, I still like the Witch King more. I don't know. That's just sick.
I like the Witch King more too.
They look good together.
It's a fiery sword. Let's be real. The fire sword is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
So, Mr. Cooper, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, I tell you, the Witch King was probably half the price of what that Aragorn is going to be.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it is. Well, there wasn't a face sculpt really, just a helmet.
Yeah, I like the villains.
I do too.
I gravitate towards the villains. I kind of like, Chris, Batman statue collector. He's got all the. As soon as he gets a good guy, and you keep it for a couple of months, and then it's out the door.
You're not wrong. I keep thinking, well, maybe I need a Nightwing, maybe I need Huntress back. But I'll probably just sell them. And like you said, I do it all the time.
Yeah, but that's your thing, and the collection looks good like that.
The one hero you could justify is Red Hood, because he is like more of an anti-hero of anything at most, So.
Well, I did that with the samurai piece, and I had it for about 4 weeks, and then I sold it.
This is a great.
I sell a lot of stuff too, though, so I can't blame you. I do that a lot too.
Chris, I was wondering, any chance of a half scale hitting your collection?
Man, it would have to be the right half scale. I don't know exactly what it would be. But the one that I had in my collection was the Ben Affleck one from Prime 1.
Oh yeah, I remember that video.
And it was awesome. And in my old Bat Cave, I had, it was just in a little upstairs, little closet room. Basically, it was like a bonus room, and it was real dark and dim in there, and so the shadows looked really great on him. But I don't know what it was. It just, the scale to me, it wasn't my favorite. I think they look really great, but 1/3 is my sweet spot. If I could just collect 1/3 the rest of my life and know there's going to be a ton of statues in 1/3, that's all I would collect. But I don't know. I think it would have to be the right half scale, and I don't know if it would stand out in a weird way since I have so many third scale. It's just like this one big half scale would be in my collection, if it would stand out in a negative way or not. What do you guys think?
It could
Yeah,
stand out.
yeah, it would stand out.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking the wrong person because I love half
Yeah,
scales.
you love
Yeah, but I had a plan, I had a vision of how it should look, and it may what the way I have it laid out is an army of like an armory of Iron Man half scales together, and then
Yeah.
the 1/4 on the bottom shelf, and that's how I wanted it to look. Now, one half scale, maybe you can have 1/3 around him, would look better, but the easiest way to figure that out is to Photoshop it. That's what I do with everything.
Yeah.
So
Well, but you're also lucky knowing that they're going to continue to make these half scale, like with Batman stuff. And I forgot, actually, I owned a second one. I forgot I owned the Heath Ledger one from Prime One. And I really liked that for a while as well. But they just don't make very many Batmans, and they don't make very many Batman comic book versions. So I think for you were able to plan it because you know that they're going to make every suit, or most of the suits. So I think for me, it's harder because if they come out with one, like they did a Sideshow Batman one a couple years, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it was just okay. They actually teased that. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like 2000, maybe 11 or something like that, they teased a half scale Catwoman, which was on the show floor in San Diego, but then they scrapped it. It was awesome. But if they did a really cool half scale comic line, I would maybe be interested.
Yeah, I think you're right. It'd have to be, it would have to be the right half scale for you because just how your collection is laid out and where you would put it at, and things like that. So I definitely understand that. Yeah, this is a half scale is definitely something that I love, but I do plan on getting some other scales. So like another 1/3 scale Iron Man, and I'm going to pair that with the Hulkbuster by Queen. So I have both Hulkbusters, the XM and the Queen one. So I'm gonna pair the 1/3 Mark 7 with that one Battle Damage together. I thought that would.
That's the new one from Queen, the Battle Damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love that thing. Love it.
I told you, Jimmy, you gotta change your channel name to Iron Man the Statue.
There you go.
Yeah,
you got to steal it before I do.
Yeah. There's but I love everything. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of steer away from other stuff, but I love the Predator line. I love these. I love everything. There's not something that I don't love. So I have to really think out before I make, future purchases for moving forward because I'm most likely going to go with the Predator line, I think, because I really love those a lot. But this was also shown by Randy earlier, and my mind was blown when I saw it. I couldn't believe how great it looked.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the Avatar, right? And it is a life-size bust, and some of these pictures that was taken by Infinity were just amazing to see this. I really love it. I think it's great, especially if you're a fan of this film. Every time I look at this, I think of like the Disney ride that I haven't gone on, but I've seen, the Disney ride. But this looks just really awesome. Alan, what do you think of this? This actually, I don't know why, but I feel like this was match your collection.
I really hate you for showing this.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was actually looking at it. I was looking at it today again. The problem is, I love it, and it's all silicone, and this is like the best one I've seen. My issue is if I get this, then I'm going to want to get the Prime 1 dioramas.
Oh, yeah.
Scale or 6 scale. I don't know what the scale is.
Is it the one where they have all the birds and everything with it?
Yeah, the dragons.
Yeah.
There's like an underwater portion as well.
Yeah.
And those surrounding this piece would be like that's it. That tells the whole story.
It does. It really does. When I saw this, I was just mind blown how great it looked, especially if it's silicone. Man, I thought it was great. Freddie, what do you think, man?
And it's It's beautiful. I just don't, man. I, I'm like, how do you even begin to like put this into your collection?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Like the Starlight.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, if you're a bust collector, you just like randomly like, you just like bust and line it
Right.
all up, and then it could just fit right in because it's like, oh, these are all my busts. But it's like an average collector. I mean,
Right.
you're gonna have to be like Alan and like, hey, I need to fit this with something else, and add things with it. But this is great, man. The likeness is amazing. I want to know if they're actually gonna have another bust to pair with it. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, this is I'm sure they will eventually, but this one's great. I mean, look, just put 10 grand behind it and go with Alan's idea, and you're set, man. You'll have everything set.
It's a nice piece.
Getting the prime one pieces and adding that to it, that would look really good.
I like the little effects at the bottom.
I do too, man. It looks so good.
And this, Jimmy, you mentioned this is life size. It is, I think, pretty close to true to life size of the actual character, not just, a lot of times when they say life size, it's like a person size, but this is, I think, more like an actual avatar size. I saw them setting this up. I've got a fellow collector in the field that's filming for us at the event, and they've sent some photos in, and it's of them setting it up, and she's massive. Like, she is really big.
Yeah. So if you look at this picture here, notice like someone to the left compared to the actual bust, you can tell you're right. It's crazy big. It is really big. So is that 117 centimeters? Is that what it says?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
110. I mean, I don't have to get my calculator out, but that's like extremely big. But you can see here's the human guy, and then here's the actual bust. Yeah. Really, really big statue.
Definitely a standout piece.
Yes, it would definitely stand out. Noah, what do you think?
I think this one is kind of like the Sylvanas Windrunner from World of Warcraft bust that Infinity did. I feel like some people are going to get this just because it's so great in and of itself, even if they're not like super into that IP. Just as a bust, it's so well done that I think a lot of people are going to be tempted to get this just for that reason.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it looks great. It's just insane what Infinity's done in the few years they've been around. They're pretty incredible. So I think it looks great. I think the whole concept of it is perfect. And just it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
really good. Chris, what do you think, man?
I mean, look at that likeness. I mean, it is incredible. I mean, I love those films. I love this actress. And it's just got a beautiful art piece. I mean, really, it's just makes a statement. Again, the lighting effect at the bottom. I mean, you mentioned Disney. I'm a big giant Disney parks fan. We tend to go three or four times a year anymore. So I've been on this ride many times. The River Journey. It's just a beautiful looking piece. And if you're a fan, and I can imagine if you're a bus collector or just a movie collector in general and like this film, I mean, again, this is the only piece you need. I mean, yes, you can add the Prime 1 pieces without question, and those are beautiful as well. But oh my gosh, this is all you need right here.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's just fantastic. Chris, me and my wife are going to Disney in Japan next year.
Oh my gosh, that's my ultimate bucket list place to go.
Are you serious? Yeah, I'll bring some back, man. I will.
I've never been to Japan, and it's just not. I not only want to go to Japan just to experience the culture and experience the city and do Tokyo, but Tokyo Disney Sea is known as the best Disney park on the planet, and the best themed, best rides, and it's definitely a bucket list item for me to and my entire family to go to that park. That and also Paris. We really want to do Disneyland Paris someday. We're fingers crossed. We were going to do it over the COVID years, but everything got canceled. So, life happens. But fingers crossed. I'm just excited for you. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, we're gonna stay at the Godzilla Hotel too when we're up there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
I tell my wife that's a must. It's
really
non-negotiable.
Cool.
So,
yeah, that's neat.
Yes, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome. So
I also have an open invite from Prime 1 to come tour their gallery. So I'm like, that's really exciting too. Yeah,
got to do a video.
You need to do that, Chris.
Yeah.
Good. That'd be amazing to do, actually. Marcos, what do you think about this, man?
Awesome. I can't elaborate more. You guys already said it all. The only thing,
Yeah.
you know how in the movies the leaves and the flowers like kind of light up.
Right.
If you touch them and everything, if they did like a light up with the flowers, I would have even took it like over the top even more. Like that would have been cool. But like that's like that's just extra. Obviously, without that, with no light up, this thing looks amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Congratulations to anybody picking this up. I think it's just fantastic. This is probably one of Infinity's best busts I've seen. They've got some great ones, and this one's up there with that. So they never disappoint. Just whoever's getting this, congratulations.
Do you guys know if it's silicone or is it polystone?
Yeah,
I think it is, yeah.
It is silicone, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, they're making so many announcements right now. So it's, I mean, if you're
Is it up for
looking
PO
for
yet
new
or
pieces,
no?
I don't think it is. But
I want to know the price. It's probably gonna be.
oh, it's going to be crazy expensive. Randy
Yeah.
will have one.
Yeah.
You watch. He'll be posting it pretty
Yeah, he
quickly.
will. Todd will have them too.
Yeah.
I predict over $6,000.
Oof. I say 45, and shipping
Okay.
is gonna be crazy. 45
Yeah.
and shipping.
It's going to be
45.
expensive. If it is truly all silicone, that's a lot of
Yeah.
silicone.
Yep.
And
That's a lot
it's
of
mixed
silicone.
media too with the leaves and the flower, or maybe not the flowers, the leaves for sure. It looks like it's probably mixed media, like the
Mhm.
Predator pieces.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Like,
Expensive.
congrats.
no,
to
that
whoever's
piece is
getting that.
it's a. If you had one piece in your collection, that'd be like if you had that one, people like, what the fuck, man? That's like amazing. Like that's a piece right there
Yeah, that's, I mean, that one's hands down one of their best, easily.
for sure.
Um,
Not the Harley one. That one came out bad. I'll say that. Go bad.
Yeah.
We got it.
there was okay, so I did want to share this because LBS did show some teasers today, and Jeff Delaney did post this today, and I saw this today, and I really love like the cape flow, Batman on this, but man, it's so difficult to beat some of Prime One's DC pieces. They're 1/3. It especially like, I mean, one of my favorite Batman pieces of all times is Detective 1000, by itself. But this is, I mean, I love the base, and I think that it's still in the early stages, of course, and getting painted, and getting it all together. But this is one that is got almost a different take because I feel like it's part of the Batcave around him, right? And I think it would look great and pair well with other Prime One pieces. So, Chris, I got to ask you, man, are you getting this one?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
I have said we had Jay on the show earlier this year, and I said at the time that like I'm all in on this line.
Oh, yeah.
Because in having some conversations with Prime One's slowing down their third scales. They're still going to release some, but they're not going to release near as many. So this is my avenue to say, okay, well, because Jay wants to do Clayface in third scale. He wants to do Man-Bat. He wants to do Riddler. He wants to do Ra's al Ghul. He has plans for all of these characters, and these are characters that I am desperate for in my collection. And so I'm all in. Now, is a difference between and I've never seen an LBS piece in person. I've just talked to a lot of people that have them,
Okay.
and the paint is very different on an LBS compared to a Prime One. I think that you like if you think of like a paint on a sideshow piece, I think it's similar to that. And if you compare a sideshow piece to an XM piece and a Prime One, they're all three very different paint applications, the way that they're applied. And so it just comes down to personal taste. So I think that they will probably blend in pretty well. I don't know if they will scale perfectly. Like you mentioned that Batcave part. I know that Batcave part will come off. So you don't have to have the cave part if you don't want to.
Okay.
I think there's probably going to be different buying options depending on what you want. I do want to see more. Obviously, this is kind of a weirdly saturated picture that they teased us with today. But I'm excited. I love the pose. I love the cape. But I do want to see more. I think they're also doing a blue version as well, like a lighter blue.
Okay.
So I think that'll appeal to a lot of collectors. I like black suit Batman. That's just the suit that I like. But I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see more, and I can't wait to see because I've been able to see some early teasers and some early renders of some of the other characters, and so I'm excited what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, especially to make some of the characters that Prime One hasn't tackled yet, right? Because I mean, Clayface would be awesome if it was done correctly, you know. So I'm really excited to see what they do. Noah, would you consider this with your collection? Because I know you've got some great pieces next to you. I know you're a big fan of DC also, but
Yeah, I think I would. I definitely would love to know what the width measurement is on that, and if it would fit next to Tech 1000. You know, on the shelf that I have. So, I think that would maybe look kind of cool. So, but yeah, I like it. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it for sure. So,
Okay.
I'm really happy to see a painted prototype or render or whatever this is. So, it's
I do want to add that I feel like Tech 1000 is the piece to beat, and I don't think this beats it.
Sure.
No, but
it's
it
awesome.
is different. It's nice.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it doesn't beat Tech 1000 for me.
Yeah, I know that's a really tough one to beat. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, do you think it's the best Batman statue out? Is Detective 1000?
It is my favorite statue of all time.
Yeah. It's so difficult to. I agree with you. It's so difficult to beat. I think that the diorama that you're getting, Chris, with Batman and Joker, those two together in that dio, I love how the cape spans out so wide. And it just reminds me of like old school style comic of how the cape is lined up. So I'm super excited to see the sculpt on that and where do you plan on putting that, by the way?
So it's going to go like right where my two ivies are over here.
Over there. Okay.
There's a gap,
okay.
and it's going to be right there in the center. I'm going to try it there. If not, I'm still kind of playing around with the middle and trying to figure out what I'm doing. Like I even like moved some of my samurai pieces in the middle on pedestals here, thinking, okay, what if I put the samurai stuff in the middle, even though I've sold 3 pieces. But I'm still constantly trying to like figure out this flex space. But I'm like, well, if anything, that would be a hell of a centerpiece in the middle of the room, with Batman swooping down like that. So it's going to be one of those two places. And it has already shipped from Prime One. So it's en route, or my tracking hasn't updated yet. It hasn't hit the States, but I would imagine I'm going to get it before Christmas.
Wow. That's awesome. And
3 boxes.
Oh, are you serious?
3 boxes. It was, do you want to guess my shipping?
Okay. Let me take a guess.
Take a guess for 3 boxes.
$850.
$750.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 800.
$975.
600.
Marcos, you're right on the money. $850.
$850. Wow.
I'm a genius.
Okay.
Yep, $850.
He wanted to buy it too.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money for freaking shipping.
That's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, I about threw up. I'm like, I'm not going to pay $800, and then I'm like, well, crap, I really want the statue, so yep, I'm going to pay the $800. So it's
that's got to be one of the best comic dioramas I've ever seen, though. I think where Tech 1000 is one of the best Batman standalones. I remember looking at that when it was released for pre-order. I'm like, that's got to be one of the best dioramas ever.
Well,
so, and just the Joker on it looks so good. It's such a perfect classic look.
It is, and they have kind of, in my opinion, they've kind of Jason Fabok to death a little bit. They've done every single sculpt is Jason Fabok, which again, I love him. But I would like to see them do something a little bit different with some different Batman artists in the future. But I agree, and just bar none, I've always just loved Batman and Joker. They're my 2 favorite characters of all time. So the fact that they're together in a dio that's so dynamic and has that again, that classic kind of that classic Bob Caney type, Bill Finger feel to it. Yeah. I love it. I can't. It's the vat of acid. Like it's everything I wanted. So I can't wait.
I forget, Chris. How deep are your shelves? Can't remember.
I think they were 36 deep.
Oh wow. Okay, then yeah, you're gonna be fine then.
Wow.
That's literally the only thing holding me back from getting that is I only have 24-inch garage shelves, so I don't know where I'm gonna fit that like 30-inch deep with the cape and everything.
Well, in my old space, I built those big white shelving, and I built it for that. Like I built it with that in mind. And even with that in mind, and Bane too, because Bane is just a massive, giant base.
Yeah.
But I built these to that measurement so it would accommodate that, because I knew it was coming, and I'm like, I've got to have something on the sides, because originally I was just going to do garage shelving on the sides, but once we got the back shelves in, my wife and I said, well, screw it. We have to put in the built-ins. We have to make them wide enough to accommodate these big third scales.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I should be good to go. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Alan, will you be willing to share what you paid for shipping on Skull Knight?
Oh, that was 4 boxes.
4 boxes.
4 boxes. I paid $1,600.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That fucking
that's
statue right
brutal.
there.
That's
That's-
brutal.
Yeah, that one's never going to get sold.
No.
Pick up only.
Yeah, that will be with you forever. I was floored when you told me that, but that piece is just crazy big, but it's very dynamic, and I love it. So congrats on that piece.
I guess I won't complain about 800 anymore.
Yeah.
Really, you got off easy.
Was
Yeah,
that
I did.
economy, Alan, or was that standard?
That was economy.
Oh wow. Okay.
What about you, Alan? For that 1600, was that economy or standard?
It was standard.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And the reason I did standard is because it was such a low edition size of 150
Mm-hmm.
that I figured that if it arrived damaged,
That makes sense.
but by the time Prime 1 gets around to doing a replacement, there would be none left.
Oh, I
Right.
see. Yeah.
So I rolled the dice and said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to get it here sooner, inspect it, make sure everything is cool. And yeah, it's going to cost me a little bit more money to do that. But, I was willing to do that just to make sure that if something arrived broken, that they would still have some in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's really smart thinking. Actually, I never really thought of that. Because I mean, it's a lot of money, but you got a great piece, my friend, because it's fantastic. So, Chris, I got to mention though, with that piece, Batman versus Joker, I've always seen it to where it was right in the middle of your collection, right in the center of the Batcave. That's where I've always seen it, to be honest. And I know you figure it out to where the best spot is, but that's just where I personally have always seen it to be.
Well, and I completely agree. I think it would be perfect there. The thing I struggle with in this room is this guy right here. The big giant Heath Ledger Joker right there.
Oh, right.
I don't know if I don't have him there, I don't know where else he would work in here.
Okay.
And so that's why I started putting the movie pieces in the middle, because I was like, well, I could separate everything out. I can have comics all along the walls, and then the movie stuff in the middle. So I just don't know. I want to try it off to the side first, but if not, it's probably going to end up in the middle, and I'll probably have to figure out something with the Ledger bust. I just don't know.
Gotcha.
Is that a life-size bust?
Yes, life-size Infinity Studios bust.
Wow. Any chance of a Selena Kyle life-size?
They have her. That they have Infinity Studios has her, and that it's the Anne Hathaway one, and it's really good. I've considered it too, but these things are like $3 or $4 grand, so it's a big commitment. So I don't know. I'm still considering her. And they also have a Bale Batman one also. So I don't know.
A great one too.
That would be
Yeah, I love that one. Chris, is that Batman? Is the Joker bust really heavy?
Well, it is the heaviest thing in my collection.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
It is unbelievable. Like I have to take it apart to move it, and it's. I mean, I'm a pretty strong person, and it is really difficult for me to lift.
Wow.
It's like it's like this. The base is heavy, but not too bad. But just he is solid. It's the heaviest thing in my collection by far. I mean, there's nothing else even close. Even like Bane, like he's way heavier than Bane.
Wow.
That's a nice pedestal he's on.
Thanks. These are just some custom pedestals that I built using different materials. Like the ones on the sides, these little ones are just they're like little bookshelves that I've wrapped in wood, and I've just tried to be creative with my shelving over the years because I couldn't find what I needed. So I just kind of invented my own.
Wow, it's looking good.
I think I saw a video, Chris, where you kind of showed like the back of it and how you did it, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I never would have known that until you went behind there and showed. So
Yeah, it's just it's just these fake fronts. Let me.
it worked out so well too.
I love that bust.
Oh, look at that! Look at that.
So like
You're
here's the
fraud.
back. It's
Okay.
it's just got. And then I paint it, make it look a little nice on the front, and then it just wraps the front. So it's just MDF back here. It's square or rectangle MDF.
Yeah.
And then
Good stuff.
Saves a lot of money. None of that.
yeah,
Pedestals aren't cheap.
it gives a nice, clean, finished look, and it's very inexpensive. As long as you trust the weight, that's the thing, is you have to make sure you reinforce it enough and have a, just basic woodworking knowledge. But really it is, it's just what I've done over the years, just to kind of hodgepodge stuff together to make it look decent. And I did the same thing with my garage shelving. Whenever I started this channel 7 years ago, I didn't see anybody have shelving other than IKEA back then. Yeah. And I think I was one of the very first YouTube people to ever use the garage shelving. Back then it was still not that great. I think they've come a long way. And then I would wrap it in wood to try to dress it up. And people have really taken that idea and gone, above and beyond with what they've come up with. It's really neat to see, because I like garage shelving. Like Noah, I see you have some back there. It's great. And I see, Jimmy, you have some too, because it's like, it's great because it holds the weight and you don't have to worry about the weight so much.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because like, what else is going to accommodate 5 80-pound prime ones? Nothing.
Yes.
Certainly not IKEA.
Yeah. Yep. No, I definitely agree with that. Chris, I did watch your video too when you were making those shelving, and kind of got some ideas to do mine when I was building mine. And that was a while back. But yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think my very first one I ever did, it was about 7 years ago, the very first tutorial kind of I did when I was first starting out.
Yeah, I watched yours and I watched Dan's too. And Dan had a really unique idea with the piping to make it look like, I was like, and you've seen that in person. Does it look good in person?
Oh, it looks great. It's kind of, it kind of gives a steampunk aesthetic, which Dan really likes. Yeah. And his new space, he just moved recently, and his new space is going to utilize more garage shelving because he really likes the look. And it was what I was originally going to plan. I don't know if you guys have it, but it's the Sam's Club has it, and also Costco. Instead of the ones with all the holes, they have metal fronts, and so it's much cleaner look, and like you don't really have to dress them up really. They just look really great. And I think that's what he's going to do with this new space. And maybe do some, I know he's doing some custom book shelving as well. So he's really creative with what he does with his display. And that's what I love about like this kind of platform and this kind of community, aspect of everything, because it's so much fun to see what everybody else is doing, how they display it, how it's like, I know some people, like, they'll say like, I'm so jealous of your display. Like, I'm so jealous of yours. It's like, I love to see what everybody else comes up with, 'cause I'm a fan just like you guys. And it's just been a lot of fun to see how creative people can get. Because again, you can't just go to Walmart or Target and buy shelving that's going to work for this stuff. And so whether you do some sort of custom or whether you do dress up something, I'm always really amazed by the creativity that people come up with.
Yeah. I've seen some great displays. And, speaking of that, there was somebody that posted something today. Let me bring this up on screen. And Freddie, I know you mentioned it earlier, and I know you get excited when you see these because there we go. Man. There we go. So, man, Moduspace building almost like a living room inside their area there in Singapore.
Rooms. They have like a bedroom, a living room, and game room. It's awesome.
Bro, look at this. They set it up right, and they gave you some good ideas for some shelving and some idea, just how somebody would line it up. And it's really hard to deny, how great they look. Statues look inside, their module spaces. The only problem with in my opinion, I'm sorry, but the only problem with these for me is that some of my pieces are massive, and you really have to be strategic on how you put these. Now, if you know exactly what you're going with and you don't plan on selling, this is a great option for you. I love them. I really do. I wish I knew exactly what I wanted, because maybe I would kind of go with some of these.
That's why I don't do it. Yeah, change things around a little too often.
Yeah, it's for me. Besides Iron Man, it used to be a revolving door of just different statues. Buy some, and a few months later, I change my mind, or I just move and sell or whatnot. But
Jimmy, I'm assuming with you collecting half scales, something like this would be very difficult. Because like I don't know if you like like what I like, but I love open air. I like the open air museum feeling. I don't like it to be always closed in. A lot of times, like, I mean, look how great Alan's collection looks like. You could tell that he has it all lit so nicely and it's all organized so nicely. I just prefer, for me, I like the open air feel, but I feel like with half scale, it'd probably be harder for you to accommodate something like a Maji case, I would assume.
Sure. Yeah. And that's part of the problem is that left side would be shelving like this, but the right side would be something to where I would use a Maji case for different statues. But you just don't know, because some of Prime One's pieces, you buy one and you think it's just they're so tall or they're so wide or you really have to be strategic on what you purchase as far as like a shelving goes, because if you love 1/3 and if you love Prime One, I feel like those bases are just extremely big, and you've got to be careful with what you buy. Freddie, I know you got yours set up, but you have more coming, correct?
So basically I just moved into a new home, so mostly everything is in new boxes as I get all of my shelving up and things like that and start putting things around. Just watching that vision come together. So I'm not collecting half scales.
Right.
I have one bust, getting maybe a couple more in the future, but I agree. Like, these Maji cases are not going to fit the average, half scales, busts. I mean, even we were talking the other day, we were talking about, I might get a Predator, and we're doing measurements one day, and you're like, that Predator is not
going to fit in
there.
here. Not going to fit in this.
That 1/3 Predator is like, no. And I was like, what? And then we started going centimeters and inches, and I was like, yeah. So, I mean, this is, these things can fit your average, basic 1/3 and under. I just love the aesthetic of Maji cases. I think they're great. For somebody like me, who's not going heavily into busts and who's not doing half scale, and lightly doing 1/3. My preference is 1/4. Even though I do have a bunch of 1/3, but not a lot. So like somebody like me, and I collect 1/6 as well, and vehicles. So for someone like me, this is cool. So, but yeah, again, this is not for everybody. Like Alan couldn't use these.
No,
Alan went straight custom, man. Alan went straight custom. So, Alan, how deep are those shelves again? I know you've told us before, but how deep are your shelves behind you?
The center section, 34 inches deep on the top and the bottom. The center where the big guts or berserk piece is,
right?
That's like 40 inches deep.
Wow.
And then the two side sections, left and right, believe those are about 30-ish.
Okay. Hey, you've got some room. You've got some room to work with, because I'm still blown away that you got that berserk piece in the middle, because that piece is huge. It is huge.
It's I saw someone the other day with it on a pedestal, and like the depth right now is giving like a false look at it. Really, it's ginormous. Like, it's huge. It's wide. It's huge, and I love the Zod. It just looks. It's one of the better pieces Prime One did for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge though. It's ginormous. It's crazy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I do have to ask. I wanted to ask Chris a question.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why I love Maji cases is like I'm in IT and I hate dust. Most of my career, I manage and battle dust for my own stuff and for people I work with and partner with. So that was like a thing for me, where in my collection, I was like, I don't want to have to deal with dust. Like, I just like the less dust for me, the better for me personally. I do love an open collection like yours, Chris. So my question to you is, like, I'm sure you've talked about it on your channel, but like, how do you manage, like, especially now, like with the dust and everything?
So I've got a couple of tools. You guys want to see my tools?
Yes.
All right. So this is my tool number one. This is a makeup brush. And this thing works really, really well. Yep. See, yep. Noah's got one. I use this, right here. I use this all the time. It's just a fine makeup brush. I bought it at Walmart. It was like a makeup brush set. And there you go. So again, it's really great for getting in the fine nooks and crannies, that sort of thing. I also have like one of these. It's just an electric electric blower. And so it just gets off the dust. And so I do that, once a week or so, maybe sometimes not even as much as, like, it's not as bad in here because I don't have any heating and cooling in here. There's no central air.
Okay.
And so stuff doesn't really fly around much in here. There is some dust, obviously, but
no windows.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. But yeah, this is my main weapon of choice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Out of all the things, a makeup brush.
So Chris, you said there's no heating or no air conditioning in there?
Not yet.
Okay.
So this room was basically a workshop. It was a storage room and a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has no vent in here at all. I'm thinking about putting in a DIY split, which would go out to the outside. But right now, like it's in the basement, so it stays cool. It doesn't really get very hot in the summertime.
Okay.
So it's just comfortable most of the time. So I don't really know if I really need it.
Okay. Definitely not in Texas because you melt in there.
Yeah. Me and Jimmy know. This summer was no rain and 110 every day.
Where are you at in Texas?
I'm near San Antonio.
Okay. We go down to Port Aransas every spring break. So we love that. Love that part of the state.
Definitely in Houston, we get a lot of humidity. I would just say that. Walk outside at night, you're sweating. It's crazy.
Yeah. Although at least it's a little bit more dry. Like it's like, I think of like, we go to Florida all the time like that. You walk out the door and you're instantly sweating. I hate that.
Yeah. That's how it is in Houston. Houston's like that
too. Is it really?
Yeah, it's gross. I hate it.
I'm so surprised. I figured it'd be more like dry heat.
My whole life, I still sweat nonstop. I never got used to it. It just always is humid. Like right now, it's like 85 degrees with humidity right now. In December.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
The humidity here is terrible, but it's I mean, there's a town called New Braunfels, Texas. It's a few miles down from me, but they have this huge water park there, and it kind of connects to the river where you can go and just kind of float down the river. And during the summertime, it is jam packed in there.
Is it Schlitterbahn?
Yeah, Schlitterbahn.
Yeah,
it's jam packed, but next to it is like the river, and on the river, everybody floats down the river next to it as well. So in that area, it's just jam packed with people. But Texas is hot.
At least you still have one. Ours got shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had I don't know if you heard about that story, but we had the world's tallest water slide, and they didn't calculate it properly, and a kid actually got decapitated on it.
Oh yeah, I saw that documentary. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a ride called Varut.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they shut down the park about a year after that.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think you can survive
a year after.
Well, I know Chris talked about this already, but man, every time I look at this, I think of Freddie because I know he is so close to adding this to his collection. So
hold on, I just saw the Photoshop picture right there. Did you see it?
What's that?
I saw the Photoshop in your messenger. It was the Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah, we had it. Yeah, I'll actually show that here in a second because he had the Harley with the. He had that on there. So, but we'll bring that up in a second. But Freddie, and Alan too. I know you guys are on the urge of buying this, and Alan, I know you're kind of on. You're kind of deciding what version you want. But Freddie, are you going to put this next to your bust? I just want to know.
Well, I know. Man, I forgot who in the chat in the community said they were getting all three. But
I posted it.
I forgot who said that. But man, I mean, because Alan, I know Alan's getting all of them, but for me, the T2 bust is like I feel like it's all I need. But these pieces are just too good to like pass up. I want to go just the deluxe bonus. I don't see myself doing the platinum, with just the rooted hair and the glass eyes, as far as like the main catch, and it only has one sculpt. Like this, you get two sculpts. You get the glasses, I believe.
Yeah.
One of the sculpts has a light up feature. You get multiple arm pieces. You get the robotic hand, the endoskeleton hand. You get the bust stand. It just comes with so much that even though the shootout scene for the platinum, I like it, but it's just like, I think that it's the rooted hair alone and the glass eyes just won't sell me. And the guns, you get like
Okay.
what, 4 or 5 different guns.
Yeah.
I just feel for me, there's something about like just that red eye and the extra endoskeleton skin that sells me, and the arm, and look at that. I think that's beautiful.
Yes,
So
really good.
I won't be one of those who's gonna get 2 or 3 because they can't make up their mind.
What was that guy earlier? Statue delivery guy. What was his name?
That's who it was, right?
Yeah, all 3. He said that's crazy.
Right.
Or that dumb Batman statue collector guy with 2 poison ivies.
You know, right? That guy.
What's up with that guy?
Just get both. So 1 for me. I'll most likely end up getting this at some point. I really did want to get this, and then the endoskeleton, the statue, the deluxe, the one that comes with the 2 sculpts. So I'm probably gonna do that and just like sandwich it, and then have the bust in between. I think that will look really good. And I just have to say one more thing. Screw you, Jimmy, because
Sorry.
because I just mentioned once that I was thinking about it. That Jimmy sends me a DM with a Photoshop. It's just like, doesn't this look good, Freddie? Yeah, it'll look good, man. I think you should get it. I'm like, come on, man.
Here we go.
That's pretty good.
Look at this, Freddie. Here you go. Here's my Photoshop, Freddie. Look, you can get them.
Right.
You can get the old Arnold, the new one you're getting, endoskeleton, put them all together. Look at that, man.
I'm bowing out, Alan, man.
Oh,
Good.
that's too much.
How about?
Okay, Alan, you had some good points earlier, and backstage. You talked about the leather jacket from Arnold, and what was your point? Can you just kind of break it down for me a little bit?
Well, on the 3rd scale, whether you get their regular version, the DX bonus version, or the platinum, they all have the same leather jacket. They all have the same leather pants. So that's all the same. Big differences with the platinum, you're getting the rooted hair and glass eyes. Now, glass eyes are cool, but on a life size, I think the glass eyes make a big difference because they're big enough you can actually see them. On a 3rd scale, those glass eyes are still going to be pretty small.
I agree.
Well, unless you get right up on it, I don't know that you're really going to appreciate those glass eyes. You'll see the rooted hair. So for me, I'm leaning toward the DX bonus version because I get 2 different head sculpts. I get a couple of arm options, and I'm getting the life-size bust. So I've got the glass eyes and the rooted hair and all that, and the silicone skin with that one. So, I think I'll be good with the DX bonus version and the endoskeleton, and one on either side of the bust is kind of how I'm planning on doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to make a really epic dio. I mean, just to have those all together like that. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. As soon as you get it all set up too, because you've got some really great pieces, Alan, coming that you're going to be setting up. Let me bring this back up here real quick because I did want to. I know Chris did talk about it a little bit, but let me bring this back up. There we go.
I mean, that setup you just showed. I mean, you have that. Do you really need any other Terminator pieces?
Yeah, you don't, man. That's all you ever need, right?
It looks great to me.
Yeah, Chris, I know you did a video on this, right? And you talked a little bit about it. I feel this piece is probably one of the best Terminator pieces you can possibly get as far as like a 3rd scale goes, and the likeness. And you talk a little bit about it. Do you think that this is one of the best you've seen?
I do. I like that there's options for collectors. I think that's really great, and I agree with a lot of your points about the the rooted hair and the glass eyes being a little bit small at the scale. I don't know if it would have that big of impact, but and I don't know. I do feel like probably the DX is probably the way to go, just because there are. I mean, like with the more expensive one, do you not get as many head sculpts, right?
Oh, just one, just this.
Just the one.
Just the
Just
one.
the one.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just feel like there's better options with the DX maybe, but
Mhm.
I don't know. The rooted hair is cool. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. I just think the likeness is really good.
Yeah.
And so I think I think this is really the end all be all at 1/3 scale. Again, I feel like especially if you paired this up with one of those infinity busts or the queen busts, like do you really need anything else really?
Nope.
Yeah. Freddie, your call, man.
I,
You getting it?
I do love when I watched the video when they were presenting it. I do love that and I think Marcos knows we were talking about it too. I love how they present the 4 to 5 stages of Arnold,
Yeah.
and they spoke about that in
Yeah.
there. And to me, it reminds me of like the Joker when they talk about it. When anybody does the Joker, as far as like there's what was it like 3 scenes of the Joker, as far as like you have you have like Nurse, you have the purple coat, you have jail scene, and most companies try to capture those specific scenes. I do love that they try to get you with Cyberdyne shootout, so it's like you want the shootout with all the gun, and that was a great like scene, that stage of Terminator when he was getting shot up in that shootout in the Cyberdyne. I do love that, and that's what bothers me, because I love that scene. I love like Arnold with guns, man. Like anything, just him with a whole bunch of guns is a great, And I'm like, you get that, but you don't get that with the final scene, the final battle. And I was like, that's what bothers me, and that's why I can't complain, or like I understand when they're like I have to get 2, because it's from different scenes, right? But I just can't justify, as much as I think this is my favorite one, but because of all the weapons, but I can't justify, for me, the price with what you're getting compared to the deluxe bonus, which I feel like has a multiplicity of like different options. And so I think I'm gonna go with the final battle deluxe for me.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think they're both great. I would love to see this paired with the Endo though, or the actual Queen Studios life size bust. I think it's fantastic. So, congratulations to anybody picking this up. I did want to share Noah's Photoshop he just pulled off, because I know Chris saw that in the background. Let me show this real quick.
I was gonna say I was excited. It looked great to me.
Yeah, I wanted to show that because he pulled that up. Let me show that real quick. Here we go. Well, here's one of them. He has the Joker dragon with Batman, and he also has Harley Who Laughs here, so you can kind of see how this kind of pans out together, which looks really great.
That looks good.
Yeah, and then he also did this.
Oh.
Yeah, so he put them together to kind of see what it
Big
looks
old
like.
guys, huh?
Yeah, that looks cool, man.
She did look great in person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that face, I think it's one of the best female faces I've ever seen.
Yeah,
PCS,
really
right, Noah?
Yep,
PCS?
yeah, PCS, yeah.
yes,
And
man.
Chris, did you ever have the Joker diorama, the dragon thing diorama?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you sell it?
I did. It was a piece that I hesitated on, and I didn't buy it, and because I didn't have a connection to it, and then I saw so many people had the reviews were incredible, and I'm like, this is a really neat, unique piece, and that's kind of what I was going for. But then at the end of the day, like I couldn't envision it in this room, and maybe that's dumb, but I typically like more classic, the classic looking characters. I think Batman Who Laughs is like the farthest that I've gone, outside of that so far. But I just really want like a classic Riddler and a Penguin and a Joker and a Catwoman, from the images of those characters that I grew up with. And so for me, the Batman versus Joker dragon is one of the coolest statues I've ever seen, but I just didn't have a connection to it, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Noah, do you have a big connection to the Morgana? That's her name, right? Morgana, the piece
Morgan.
you just Morgan.
Oh, Morgan.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have a big
No,
connection.
I really don't. No, I'm familiar with the Darkstalkers franchise, but it was never something I was huge into. It kind of was just one of those instances where you see the statue and the
Yeah.
concept and the sculpt of it and everything. You're just like, man, that just looks so good. And then you look into it a little more, and then you start trying to convince yourself that you need it by putting it next to Tech 1000.
And let's be real,
So,
we all want to support
yeah.
Ant because their company is doing so well right
Man,
now.
shout out to Ant, man. He has done a lot with that company, and he's working really hard
Oh yeah,
to make sure he puts out good products. And he has done so much for them. So
best
again,
PR team, like
congratulations.
public
Oh,
relations team out of any statue community
I mean-
company. Easily.
Yeah,
the best.
I mean, he's really turned things around over there. But someone that really loves the Darkstalker franchise, has played it when I was a kid. If they made a Queen Bee with her, I would have to buy that because that's one of my favorite characters of the franchise. But if you're listening, Ant, you should do that. That'd be a great one to add. So I thought
Right now,
Queen Bee would
knowing him.
Yeah, that'd be really nice to have together. But
I enjoyed Ant for Ant this week. Did you guys see that?
Oh,
That
I
was
saw
really
that
pretty
too. I
good.
loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. He was fired up.
Fired
Yeah,
up. I loved it.
totally.
I love to see it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was,
It's on his PCS page, and he was like, "I'm done." Like, pretty much, he was like, "I'm done playing nice guy." I'm like, "Okay, there we go."
I
Ant."
loved
He's
it.
yeah,
I
like
loved
yeah,
it.
he was
Loved
fired
it.
up.
Loved it.
Something.
It's like if there's one like owner that deserves to say that, it's him.
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
him.
he's a
Like,
good-
he can say
He's a
whatever.
good dude.
Adam
Yeah,
said
really
it
good
best right there. PCS best statue company in 2023. Exactly. There we
Yeah, I agree. They've done so well over there. So, Chris, I
Oh.
thought about you, even though I know you're selling your collection. I saw this today. Man, I mean, if anybody that collects like the actual the samurai line, this would be a great centerpiece. I thought it was fantastic. I love the detail on it, and supposedly they're making another one.
They are. They're gonna obviously gonna do the villains as a counterpart to this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it yet. Jim Mint is there right now, and he actually already released a video, and it shows this in color with a kind of like a drawing, a render of it. So you get it, and it does have like a lot of the images here are their more traditional samurai helmets or masks, but there are also swap outs. So they're basically different takes of the statues they've already done. And whenever this was first shown, people were reporting it as a quarter scale. It's not quarter scale. It's 6 scale.
Okay.
God, that would be huge.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, oh my God, how much money would a quarter scale thing be? I'm like, surely not. And of course, it is going to be 6 scale. But yeah, from what I'm hearing, they're going to do the counter. It'll basically be kind of like a sanity type piece. But yeah, this is going to be really cool. Again, as somebody that's in the process of selling the samurai line, I try to stay away from 6 scale, but this definitely has piqued my interest. I think it's really a neat idea.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think about having this switch out to go in the middle? I've never heard of someone doing that before.
I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, because he could be seated in this one, or he could be standing like this in the which is what they had in the concept art, that teaser from a week or so ago. And I think it's really cool. I like the idea. I like that apparently all the heads can be swapped out for more of a more traditional look. So I think this one's going to be a big hit for them.
Yeah, I agree. Marcos, I'm interested. What do you think, man?
I like it. I like the next piece that they showed actually more because that's more in my lane. Just take Batwoman out of there, and I'm all in on that one. Batwoman can put it in Alfred, a samurai Alfred.
No love.
Anything else besides Batwoman, that get out of there. But I like that they're doing every character they've done. Like the hero wise in the samurai line. So that's cool. And they showed like a picture above it that shows like it kind of painted, I guess you could say, like the render of it painted. It looks really good. I think the samurai line is a really good line. I've been so close to getting a couple pieces. Like the next piece they showed, maybe we'll talk about it later, but I might get that one for sure. But yeah, dude, I think it's a great piece. I thought it would be 1/4, just because I'm stupid, but it matches all their 1/6 diorama line. And if you have all like the Superman one, the Wonder Woman one, the Batman Sanity, this one, and then the next one they're coming out with, like all together in your collection, that will look amazing for sure. So,
Yeah, I have to agree. When I saw this, I did think maybe this would fit in your collection too, Noah. What do you think about this?
I do like it. Probably not something I would get though.
Okay.
But I do like it a lot. It's really neat. But I don't know. I don't really collect a whole lot of 1/6. So even dioramas. I mean, I've looked at the Wonder Woman 1/6 from XM Studio diorama and even Batman Sanity and stuff before, and I'm just like, I just don't know the best place I would put it. So it's one of those I'll pass on, but I'll happily see somebody else get.
Yeah, same.
Wait, Chris, I know that's you said you're not big into 1/6. Have you ever looked at getting at least the Joker 1/6 from Sume?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I think what they're doing is incredible.
The Harley too. I forgot.
I was gonna say the Harley is insane. Like
Batman so many times.
there's so much going on with that piece. Like it is really cool. I really like what they've done. Where I struggle is as a third scale collector, primarily.
Mhm.
Anytime you introduce something smaller, I feel like it really gets lost, which is where I struggle with my quarter scales, because I feel like my quarter scales in this room, especially, this room is so big that I really feel like it's starting to get lost in the collection. So the thought of 6 scale or smaller, I love them, but I just really don't feel like they would have very much impact in the collection.
So what I would say is this. So I'm a big like anime collector, and most of them are 1/6, but they're huge like 1/6 because they have a huge base and big powers around it. And what Sume is doing with that 1/6 line with Batman is very much similar to what like anime statues are. They're like big bases, a lot behind it. So what I would say is I have 1/3 right here, like Batman, obviously, and they do not get lost in like my 1/6 collection, like my anime pieces. They do not get lost with like how big the characters are, because the presence of them are already big enough with how big they are, obviously. So that's all I'm not saying you gotta get it. I'm just saying like,
Well, and I never say never. I mean, I always treat my collection. I say it all the time. Like I feel like I treat it like a gallery, because like pieces come out. It's just I want to keep it always rotating and fresh, and because I love this art, and so like I love those pieces. Like they're so well done, and I really tip my hat to them. Especially that Harley again. That Harley one's insane.
yeah, it's a moving what's called a wheel fair.
Yeah, it's got a Ferris wheel on it. Like
Ferris wheel, the eyes are moving.
Yeah,
it lights up, like it flickers and everything. It's a great piece. It's one of a kind for sure.
it's so great. So I mean, like I said, never say never. I just don't know. Again, it's just one of those things too. I don't know how where I'd put it in this room either.
Yeah, I was blown away by that piece when I saw how it moved and had the spinning wheel. I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, this is next
That
level.
funhouse is nuts. I saw it. I was like a kid. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? This can't be.
It had to be fun to work on, to design it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the engineering on it, the lighting.
Yeah.
There's so much LED lighting on it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid in me wanted it, and I thought the same thing. I was just like, man, where would this go?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
And there's one piece that keeps calling to me that I have no connection to, but that murder machine from Prime 1, that base on that statue,
It's awesome.
unbelievable. I just
so
can't get
cool.
over how great it looks.
Yeah.
And I need to stay away from that one, man. But it's great. It's a great piece. I'll wait till Alan gets it, and then I'll enjoy Alan's, and then okay, that's what I'll do.
I'm in too deep already.
Ain't we all?
Okay, we got a few more pieces, but I did want to share this because Chris did show this today, and I thought it was just awesome. And it may be something that we're not all getting here, but I did like it. Let's see here.
This is the piece I was talking about that I might get.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm a big Batman fan, so
yeah.
Yeah, I have the 1/3 coming in, so I got that from Todd. So
Oh, cool.
Oh, the Prime one.
yeah, I
Oh,
grew up.
that's
So are you like?
What's up?
Do you like? I've heard from some collectors that are like, Batman Beyond was like kind of like after my time. Like I didn't ever
Yeah.
connect to Batman Beyond, so I don't really know much about him. Other than Terry, and I know the storyline, but some people didn't love the Prime one because they felt like it was too kind of robotic looking. Do you feel that way, or do you feel like it's okay?
I do feel that way, but I don't think it's a bad thing though. Meaning,
Okay.
if the animated series, like they're so limited with the animated, animation. Obviously, I would think probably that's how it would look in real life. I guess you could say if there's a Batman Beyond armor, it would
Yeah.
look more robotic. Obviously, it would
Like a
look
movie
more
version of him.
It would look like more Iron Man like. The
Yeah.
only issue I really have is that it doesn't come with a face head sculpt, like a portrait, where you can see his face.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Do you have the Daniel Bell piece?
No, I do not, because I got into collecting after that, and what I'm trying to do is do the Bat family in 1/3, and then all villains in 1/4.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a good, and that's hard. That's a hard piece to find anyway. I did see it on the buy sell
Yeah,
trade
yeah,
this week, but
it
you
is.
don't see it come up very often.
that is true.
Chris, have a quick question for you. I watched your video today with the two Harleys trying to decide whether you want the green or the skin color. And you showed a Joker with all the green smoke rising.
Yes.
Jeez,
What's the name of that piece?
Say
That
cheese.
one's called Joker Say Cheese by Prime One Studio.
Okay. I got to tell you, that thing really caught my eye. I couldn't believe the colors on that.
I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me after that video that said, Chris, I had no interest in that piece whatsoever until I saw your video. And I don't know what it was about, like the way they promoted that piece, or like even my friend Dan, like Dan wasn't interested at all. And then as soon as he saw the video, he's like, Chris, he found one and pre-ordered it because it's on waitlist a lot of places. And it has so much so much impact, so much punch in the collection. It is so well done. There are some seam issues that I don't love, but I love that they have 3 amazing portraits, and it finally gives me that Hush Joker that I've always wanted in that scale. And so it is quickly become one of my all-time favorite pieces.
I can see why. Yeah, it adds a lot of color and pop to your collection.
So
really-
I had that on PO actually, and I paid all the way through it, and then I paid all the way through, and then 6 months after they hit me with the random 600 like shipping fee. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And like
Where was that through Prime One?
Yeah, Prime One.
I didn't pay that much.
Yeah, that's why I paid. That's what they sent me. It was like the last payment. Obviously, the last payment that you can send. They added up with the shipping price.
Yeah.
So it was like $690 or like total
Ooh.
like
Wow.
last payment. And like it's like I had 6 months to like pay that off if anything. Like gosh, like I could have paid $100. That would have been good every month in between. But it wouldn't fit anyways. It's too big with because I have like the garage shows. And all my villains are on the bottom, so that he just wouldn't have fit anyway. So, but
Yeah,
it's an awesome piece, though. It's an awesome piece.
And like Alan, what you didn't see, and I would, if you have a chance, I did a review on it. If you ever want to see it, but it's like there's other swap outs. Like he's got this smoke bomb where the smoke's coming up out of the bomb out of the top of his hand. So like there's way more options than what you see just in that video. It's crazy how good it is.
There's a crowbar. There's a knife. There's the gun. Obviously, there's so many swap outs with that piece. It's so good.
Yeah, a big cane where he's holding it in his hand. Really intricate cane.
I had to restrain myself.
The seam line and the smoke is actually. I saw your video. I'm like, wow, that's really bad though. Like that's awful. There's no reason that should be that bad, in my opinion.
The seam. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's awful.
The other one we forgot is the reason why it's called Say Cheese is because in one of his hands he's got a selfie stick with a phone on the end, and on the phone is Batman's picture. So it's really fun.
Oh man, that's really awesome.
So he's taking a selfie of himself.
I really love that piece. I would love the switch out where he has the smoke bomb and then his hat in the other hand. I thought that looked the best. I just love it. I love it, and the portraits are so good.
Yeah, let me get.
No, the cane looks so good though. It really does on that piece. The hat looks amazing too.
I thought it was a light up feature. That green was so bright.
Yeah, it's a bright. They have multiple green colors on it, which is awesome.
Oh, these portraits, man.
Yeah, so
These
good.
portraits.
That's Fabok, right?
This is the Fabok right here.
Let me bring you up, Hunks. Let me escape here. Let me get this. Let me do this. There we go.
Yeah.
So the one in the video was the Jim Lee, the Hush Jim Lee. So this is the Fabok, and then this is the other Jim Lee portrait here.
Wow.
That's more of a Suicide Squad, right? Like the Suicide Squad comic version.
Yeah, kind of that more modern look. I didn't actually realize this was Jim Lee at first.
I didn't know that either. Actually,
kind of fuzzing in and out. Sorry about that, guys, but
they're all good choices.
Yeah, aren't those amazing?
Good too, because of the three Jokers. If you want it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do get 3 Jokers, really. I mean, you get all 3 looks.
That was my whole, like, because the Detective 1000, that was my whole thing. Like, oh, that's like 3 Jokers, Fabok, Batman right there. And that was my mindset. But
my favorite, Chris, is the third portrait, the other portrait. That's my favorite. The one.
I'll go grab it.
Oh, okay. He's gonna make me buy this. He's really good. He's trying to make me buy this. He really is.
Oh, here we go.
I love the paint apps on it. The sculpt looks great. The paint.
Man, this one right here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's funny because I think this is the one that people, whenever they first showed it, people didn't like this one as much. Like they feel like this was more of the throwaway portrait, but like I think this was the best one.
That's the best one for sure.
The diorama too, isn't it? In like the bonus version or deluxe version?
Yes, it is. And I forgot about that. Because it's a Fabok piece, but there is a Jim Lee head as the bonus. I actually forgot all about it. It's a little bit more bloodier, I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know we talk about Bane, but it looks like he's juiced up on his Joker gas, man.
Yeah,
look at the veins.
And
Chris, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Chris, on the crowbar, does it have blood splatter on it?
It's got. Let me get it.
Okay. Sorry.
It's an amazing piece. I love the details. So Jimmy, you gonna get this?
Predator, Jimmy. Predator.
Yes, thank you.
Let's all do live PO.
So the crowbar is green and purple.
It's big.
So it's been spray painted, but and I don't know if it'll pick it up here on camera or not, but there is red blood on the purple.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's kind of like congealed. It's hard to see on camera, but it's purple and green basically.
I can see. Wow.
Oh man.
But it's an awesome piece.
When I see that crow, man, I have flashbacks to Robin, man. I cannot not see that crowbar anytime and just think about Robin, man.
It's just right there.
That's a great one. Noah, do you like that piece?
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah,
it's great, man.
I briefly considered it to go next to Tech 1000, but
yeah, that's why I thought it would look the best. But I mean. Chris, what do you have next to Detective 1000? Like, what do you have next to him?
Right, like, so he's back here at the Santa hat.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah.
But I've got Arkham City Harley.
Okay.
Right now, and I don't know. I think you get pretty much anything next to Tech. Obviously, I've got the Joker next to the Hush on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're just. You could pretty much anything next to Tech, I think, would be pretty good.
And Chris, you could switch that Joker, that say cheese, with the Fabok portrait and put it right next to Tech 1000, like easily. Like that's the versatility with that piece.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, if that's your favorite portrait, especially, I mean, it's such a good maniacal looking face that I mean, they would work perfect next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go to Sideshow tonight before I go to bed.
That's the worst thing to do.
It might happen.
Gotta be careful.
If someone hits a live PO, I might hit a live PO with you. So
yeah, and it's going quick. It's a lot of wait list right now. So if you are even half joking, considering, I would at least jump on it in case you can always say you don't want it when it's coming up, but it's a cool piece. I think it's one of the coolest pieces Prime One's done in a long time. No pressure.
All right. Yeah. All right, man. That was a great one. All right, I got to focus. Predator, man. Predator. I need Predator. There's so many that I love, but okay. We just had a few more pieces on deck. I know we've been going almost a little over 2 hours, but I did want to show this one before we let because they showed it today. And I'm already on Sideshow's website. Look at that. Jimmy. Yeah, they showed this today. Someone that's I do really love this character, and it is comic based. But I don't know what it was about this piece. And like, mind you, look, this is a prototype, but I don't know if it's a face expression or kind of how he's, on the sword, like, kind of throne type looking thing. I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Freddie, what do you think about this?
I'm not feeling this piece. This is 110. What size is this?
I think 1/4.
1/4.
Yeah, I think so.
I love the concept, but I'm with you. What gets me is the face. It's just that the expression, not like the artist was going. It's just his expression. I just not feeling it, but I like the concept though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I the concept is just awesome. I think, but I look, XM continues to try different things, which I love, and I love they're trying to go and, I don't know if this is a scene from the comic or not, to be honest, but I do love that they try new stuff. Now, Alan, you love this piece, correct?
I actually like it.
Me too.
I'm not going to get it. Obviously, I'm not a big Marvel collector. And perhaps it comes with a switch out head. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's a big possibility. Chris, what do you think about the face sculpt on this? Do you like this piece?
I think it's okay. I don't have any connection to a comic Loki, so I can't speak of whether this is accurate or not to the comics. Loki to me is Tom Hiddleston, and so those are the ones that I gravitate toward because he's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe.
Sure.
Or at least his rendition of the character. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's the god of mischief, right? So he does look a little bit whimsical here, a little bit ornery, I guess you could say. So I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of okay.
Yeah, same.
I really like XM. I feel like lately some of their pieces have been a little underwhelming. And I don't know if maybe they have some different artists or they maybe have lost a few artists here and there. I just feel like they've been really hit or miss. Like I really like that Venom piece, that crazy Spider-Man Venom piece that they did. Like that's freaking insane. It's so good. Their Spider-Man, I like it with the little exclamation or the little lightning bolt things, like the
Spidey sense.
Spidey sense. Thank you. Like there's a couple pieces that I've just been like, wow, this is really cool. And then they released a few more. I'm like, they're just kind of okay to me.
Right.
I didn't like their Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman very much. So I don't know. It's just been Bane. I'm underwhelmed.
Same. Yeah, I was really looking forward to the Bane 1/4 because I love the Bane character, and I didn't really like the pose too much, and I didn't really understand how. If you look at Prime 1's Bane, it's so hard to beat. It's almost impossible.
Impossible to beat.
Yeah, it's impossible to beat. So I was waiting for
1/4. If you compare 1/4, I have the Daniel Bell Sideshow Bane, and
I love that one.
Better. I think it's way better than the one they just showed at X-Men did, and it's
I
way
agree.
pricey too. So
I agree with that, Marcos. Good.
Yeah.
100%. I did own the Bane Prime 1, but I realized it was just way too big in here. And I say that now, I have Haskell's, but I mean, it was like
the base is insane.
Yeah, but I had a 48-inch garage shelf in here, and it took half the garage shelf on the top shelf. I was like, "What in the heck am I doing here?" Like, it's just so big, but it's undeniably one of the best Prime 1 pieces, especially if you collect villains. It cannot be beat for as far as Bane goes. I think it's the best one, hands down. And that exclusive portrait it comes with is just awesome.
Yeah,
one of the best. No, I don't even collect Marvel, but what do you think about this?
I have had some Marvel pieces in the past, some Spider-Man stuff, but otherwise I haven't really branched out too much. But it's definitely not for me. I don't have a connection to the comic Loki, especially. And so I think it's okay. It's a little bit dynamic, but kind of a little bit bland. I definitely think XM Studios shines when they go for the crazier, bigger stuff. Just the really insane concepts. I think just these really small base, just not really a whole lot going on, but still, going for $1,200 or $1,300. I don't really see that being as attractive as some of the
100%
more
right.
insane pieces they go for. I feel like that's just where they, I don't know, not really where they should stay doing that, but that's just
What
where
if
they.
what if this one comes out and they say it's $900?
I'd say that's reasonable. Yeah.
Because I think that all the companies are hurting and people are not buying, which is clear because of the edition sizes that we're seeing. And so maybe they're trying something different and saying, hey, we're going to give you a little bit smaller base and we'll make it cheaper. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but maybe that's what's happening here.
Like Noah said, this is like it's probably gonna be what 1,100 at least, at the least, because all the pieces right now in 1/4 are 1,100 to 1,200. So
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
we just wishful thinking on my part.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I definitely get why they would go for smaller stuff. Yeah, because people are trying to not spend as much, but I don't know.
No, you're.
They're just not as. I think they're just not as impressive in general, and I think even the $2,500 huge pieces they make, it's like even in the some people would go for it anyway just because it's so cool. Some of the bigger pieces, but but that Spider-Man Venom too. I mean that was still pretty reasonably priced, I think, for what it is, and I think that's a good example of kind of the in between. It's not gigantic, but it's not really small and contained. So, but yeah.
No, but no, I think you're 100% right because like I know Jimmy, you love the piece. I think the piece is actually really good too. But the Iron Man suit up one, I thought that was gonna be like a piece when they teased it. I thought that was gonna be like a Maestro type big base.
Oh, me too.
But it wasn't, and it's still good. But I think they did miss the mark on how grand it is because like you said, Noah, like they usually come out with one piece a year that's like wow, like War Tank. Hulkbuster, Maestro, like they come, Batman Samurai on a horse, like they always come out with the one piece that is just
every
year.
They
come out with a lot of pieces that are like okay, cool, like whatever, and it's kind of a higher price, like okay, whatever.
Yep, right there, White Knight Bat Bike.
Yes, that's another one. Thank you. Yeah,
that's another one.
Amazing piece.
That's one of
Alan has it right there, top right.
So
love it.
That's my issue with X-Men is like. Because what they can do, and they don't do it consistently. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
and it seems like, and they still charge a pretty high price. I'm not like complaining. I'm just saying like they do charge a decently high price for like the basic 1/4. If they came out with the high like Chris said, like maybe 800 for those simple 1/4s. In my opinion, they would be killing it in those pieces.
Yeah,
they'd sell a ton.
Yeah, I think
so like that Loki. I know a lot of people. This is my opinion about that Loki piece. I actually, I'm with Alan. I think actually it's a good piece. Like I know people were complaining about the portrait. I think he needs to look cartoonish because it's Loki, the goddess of god of mischief. So I don't think he needs to look, serious or anything. And it's like with Superman statues, he always looks serious. Like he's a jovial guy. Like let him be smiling. Same with Loki. Loki's smiling, goofy looking kind of. Let him be that. But I think the concept of that piece is good. But I know the price is going to be $1,100, $1,200. So it's like.
Well, I was going to say if they price it right, they'll sell the hell out of it. But if not, it's going to sell.
I already see people complaining about it. So at the same time, like, do you know who Loki is? Like in the comics, at least for sure. Like he's kind of a goof. Like he's more of a goof if anything.
Yeah, I mean,
how many companies? Loki?
Yeah,
I haven't seen any other Lokis out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fan art one. Yeah, I mean, there's a fan art one that is just unbelievable. Like, it's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. But I've always thought, I mean, someone that loves Iron Man so much, when I saw this piece that they announced, I loved it from the beginning. But what if they would have built a Hall of Armor with it, and you could buy each piece, like one piece at a time, or they released like this year they would release one, next year we release one, or even make the whole Dio. I think that would have just been. I would have been
suit up, right?
Yeah. Well, the suit up right behind him like that.
Yes.
No brainer. I would have bought all.
That's what I thought they were gonna do. And I was like, I
Me
was so
too.
happy for you because I knew you would get it no matter what, even
Oh,
if it was like
yeah.
5K, you would get it. But I was so mad because I mean, it's still a good piece. There's no doubt it's still a good piece. But they
Yeah.
just missed the mark on how grand it could have been, for sure.
I agree.
Whatever happened to that big Batman cave diorama?
I don't
Is
know.
that
Yeah,
actually
I forgot about that.
that's
Yeah.
kind of one? I'm forgetting who that was.
It's like
I think that
110.
thing's-
It was like 110 XM.
Yeah, I think that thing's DOA.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They've said in the past that it's still being worked on, but I have a feeling that was scrapped.
Is that something you were interested in, Chris?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I liked the idea, and it was really cool. And I liked the idea that you can kind of customize whatever you wanted to add to it. Like there was different sections you can add. Again, I don't know if that would fit my collection. I mean, I think it could be cool, like off to the side or something. And I think it would probably have like something like that would probably have a little bit more impact than maybe the Sume art stuff. But I don't know. I liked the idea. I thought the idea was kind of cool. I mean, it kind of has kind of like a dollhouse feel to it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Alan,
Any,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Any vehicles coming your way, Chris?
Vehicles, not at this time. I tend not to go there. I don't know. I've had a Batmobile once. I've considered getting like the Hot Toys ones over the years. I tend not to do the vehicles. I love the vehicles, but I prefer the full statue, like the figures. That's what I like.
A Jazz Inc. Batwing would look nice coming
Oh
down.
my god, that thing is so freaking nuts! How great would it look on this back wall
Yes.
back here? Like, oh my gosh,
I know.
oh,
Need
it
that
would be
next year,
so
Alex
cool.
Ross. Somehow set that up. That man, that's a great piece. It
Oh my
is.
gosh, it's crazy.
It's a great piece. Well, team, that's all I really had for now. There's more pieces I'm sure they'll show, coming up in the next few days. That is really all that I had. We're a little bit past the 2-hour mark. But I did want to mention a few things for the channel coming up. So we have the Berserk 1/3, the Berserk and the Black Armor coming up unboxing. That's going to be in the next few weeks. So we'll unbox that live on the channel with like 3 cameras. We'll get it all ready to go. So that's coming up. Along with a special unboxing of Iron Man Mark III half scale, clean and battle damage at the
Ooh,
same
nice.
time, being unboxed by myself and Dr. Mike. And also Collector's Arc will be here to he's the guy that sold it to us. So he'll be here watching the unboxing. Everybody here is invited, of course. So we'll be doing that live unboxing soon. And also we'll be giving out the AK award to whoever has the best setup. We'll post that in Godlike Statues. Show me your setup. We'll post that probably tomorrow, and the panel here will pick the best setup, and you'll get a free PS5 headset from myself. I will mail it to you. Now I'll set the rules on there. You got to live in the States, okay? So be easy on me for that shipping price. But that will be coming up soon. Thank you everybody for getting on tonight, and Chris, huge massive thank you for taking time out. I know you're really busy today, but you took time out to come spend time with us, so I really appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah, absolutely. It was just an honor to be with you guys tonight and hang out. And that's the best part of this whole thing for me, is just being able to meet you guys and being able to, just be part of this community with all of you. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Until next time, guys, I'll see you then, and stay godlike.